Welcome to Patriot Stadium in Wayne, New Jersey, where we'll see Wayne Hills Patriots take on Pascack Valley Indians in a North 1 Group 4 matchup. I'm Jared Pohl alongside David Suntup and Andrew Gayo, two Wayne Hills TV alums from the class of 2018. How are you guys doing today?
I have to say it's great to be back. It's been 10 years since David and I did a game here, and the last time we were here, just not to make you sound too young and us to feel too old, this was grass. This was a grass field, but they didn't lose, and like they did last year, they didn't lose either. So some things never change, and it's great to be back here at Patriot Stadium.
Definitely great to be back. Like Andrew alluded to, you got the turf field, no more grass, new scoreboard, new logo, you got the block W, and we're wearing shirts and ties. The last time we were here, it was 10 degrees. We were bundled up in sweatshirts and ski socks, just trying to stay warm.
The dress code has changed. I think the last time we did a game at First Off, it was Giant Stadium for the state sectional championship, and I was wearing sweatpants, David? I think I was actually wearing sweatpants. So things have changed here, but let's just say Mr. Hookstraight, who's the guy who's the leader, the brains of this operation, he's the one that makes it all happen, and he's done a terrific job, obviously, with this program, the upgrades, and not only the field, but the technology with the cameras and the editing systems. And like you said, David, look, we got Wayne Hills on the mic flags now. This is great. And he's the one that's all responsible for this, and we're thankful for him. And, you know, this is why we're here. It's not because of just him, but because of this program. It all goes really well together, and we're happy to be back.
That's right, Andrew. Mr. Hookstraight's very passionate about what he does, and he definitely is a major part in why this program is so successful. And another thing that really has not changed is the Senior Day festivity we have at Wayne Hills. How was it back then for you guys?
Well, same thing. You know, Senior Day is not only about the starters on the team who are seniors who really make their marks, but it's for the guys the four-year players who don't really see the field much, the reserve players, and they find the time to get them into the game and say, hey, thank you for your contributions to the program, because let's just face the facts. It's not easy to do anything consecutive for 4 years in life in general, let alone contribute to a sport program and be a part of something like that. So it really means a lot to these kids to walk out with their parents, be honored at midfield. It's a great thing, and it's always been like that.
Like Andrew alluded to, the players put in all the hard work for 4 years, but it's not just about the players, it's about their families, it's about the cheerleaders, it's about the band. So many people have put in countless minutes and hours into perfecting their craft, and this could be the last Friday night home game that they ever play here. I mean, I know that Wayne Hills plays an afternoon game against Wayne Valley in a couple of weeks, but at 2-2, there's no guarantee that if Wayne Hills is in the playoffs that they're going to host a game here. So you think back to all the memories, all the long, hot summer days grinding on this field, and this is the culmination of all the hard work, walking out here and having Mr. Messi announce your name.
Hey, but this is what it's all about, though. This is about high school football. Is about these kind of games, these Senior Day games, where you go out, you honor everyone that has put in the hard work, as David alluded to, the sweat and the grinding over the summer. But you got to go out there and have fun. I mean, high school football is really the culmination of most athletes' careers that play football. Not everyone goes to college, and rarely many people go to play in the pros. So this is what it's all about. Have fun on Senior Day on their home turf.
Yeah, as you said, there's not really only a select few of high school athletes who really make it onto the next level, the professionals in college. So it's definitely great to see their effort, their time put into the program definitely be recognized. So I think this is it from the pregame perspective. Let's send it to the Senior Day festivities.
And good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. As Wayne Hills continues its time-honored tradition of recognizing our senior cheerleaders and football players by introducing them along with their family members. They are to be congratulated for their dedication, commitment, and contribution to school spirit over their 4-year high school careers in what is probably best described as Patriot pride. Let us begin the introductions with our senior cheerleaders. Chloe Belmar, escorted by parents Donald and Stephanie.
See how they walk like that?
Yeah.
So you have to just tell them to yell and stop.
Do this.
Stop. Family pick.
Alyssa Blake, escorted by parents Brian and Nadine and brother Brian.
Just stand in like the center.
Isabella Chekai, escorted by parents Chris and Cheryl and sisters Faith and Ava. Allison Frame, escorted by parents Ken and Kim, along with sister Caroline. Veronica Gale, escorted by mom and dad Rich and Lisa, along with brother Anthony and sister Claudia.
Stand around like a clump.
Morgan Kratzer, with parents Ed and Donna, sister Taylor and brother Jared.
They're calling them better this year.
Spacing's better.
Olivia LaPuma, with her parents TJ and Alyssa.
I can't believe I didn't hear it.
Abby Marconi and her parents Stephen and Angela. Gianna Petroselli with her parents Mike and Debbie, along with brother Michael. Gabrielle Romanelli, along with her parents Bruce and Christine and brother Thomas. Diana Rundy, escorted by parents John and Jennifer, brothers Joe and John, along with sister Victoria.
Yeah, he doesn't like me, clearly.
Oh, she goes there, we go here.
Everyone else is like this. And Bruce is like this.
What did I do?
Everyone was taking the picture, and he was like,
I don't know where to go.
Jillian Shear, along with her parents Michael and Lynn and sister Alexa.
No, because then that means they'd have to have a twin.
No, they're
I
siblings.
just had anxiety thinking like, I don't know any of these people.
Melissa Thuridio, along with her parents Tony and Lena, sisters Amanda, Amber, and Aaliyah. Grace Skiba, along with parents Greg and Cindy, brothers Thomas and Joey, grandmother Lee, Mum, Tulipano, along with parents Dan and Tracy and brother Devin. Captain Lydian Ajibi, escorted by Coach Guzzo. Captain Monica Porcella, along with her parents, Billy and Darlene. Captain Riley Garcia, escorted by parents Eric and Tara, with sister Lexi. Captain Jenna McGuire, along with her parents Bob and Leah and grandmother Maria. Captain Gabby Petrosa, escorted by her parents, Pat and Suzanne, along with brother Peter.
Done.
And now for our senior football players. Wondrum Nasufi, escorted by Mom D and brothers Arnold and Bobby.
All right.
Next, Al Seamus, escorted by parents Celine and Marcia and brother Zachary, sister Elizabeth, and grandmother Cito. Austin Menard with his parents Tom and Denise, along with brother Kyle.
Bigger smile, bigger smile. Yes. You guys look great. I need just the mom. Just the mom picture.
Paul Pisano, along with parents Paul and Joanne, brothers Aiden and Luke.
Austin, I want to see Pete. Thank you.
Nick Casasanta and Anthony Casasanta, along with their parents Nick and Lisa, with brothers Michael and sister Vanessa.
Just mom. Just mom.
Captain Dario Cerny, escorted by parents Bob and Josephine, sister Vanessa, and sisters Sabrina and Alexis, who wish they could be here. Devin Serrano, escorted by Aunt Luciana Cotton and Godfather Lequan Nathaniel.
That's my football player. I just wanted to. No, that wasn't.
Martin Luterzo, escorted by parents Robert and Tina, along with brother Robert.
Hey guys.
All right, just mom and son. Okay, you can stay in it.
Kevin Karma, along with parents Jamal and Fidia and sister Cassandra.
You look great, Mom. Yeah, Marcy! You look great, Marcy. Marcy. Baby Marcy. Just mom, son.
Mom and son, mom and son.
You're doing
Captain
great,
Peter
Mom.
Yonchai, escorted by parents Pete and Dawn, along with brothers Gabe and sister Alec.
Hey guys.
Just mom. I need just mom.
Captain Jason Modak, with parents Neil and Tony, and sisters Laura and Nicole. Captain Scott Fishburne, along with parents Michael and Leslie, and sister Gabi and grandma Mitzi. Captain Mike Zaccone, escorted by parents Coach Mike Zaccone, Mom Jody, sisters Corinne, Gigi, and grandparents Edmund and Carol Zaccone. Michael Korchak, escorted by parents Nick and Stephanie, brothers Nicholas and Alexander, along with parents Bart and Diane Kitchell.
It's cool, it's cool. Yes, Sky, you're so cute, honey.
Joe Cerrone, escorted by parents John and Grandma Diane Santangelo and Aunt Marie Santangelo.
Good. Good. Alexander. Yeah.
And lastly, Antonio Francisco, along with sister Luciana.
You look so cute! Baby girl! Oh, we don't have to explain together! Yes! You are so cute! So cute! Look at that face! How can you not love that face? Oh my god, he's just... Look at him! I want to see Team Joe! Oh yes, Joe! Watch it! So cute! Yes. Oh my god, I want that frame! Oh yes! I want that frame! Oh, Mama Cerrone! Oh yeah! Share the I want that frame! I want that frame right there! Yeah, Antonio! Yes, Joe, you're so cute, honey. Yes, so proud.
Let's go in the helmet.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the visiting Indians of Pascack Valley High School. And ladies and gentlemen, let us introduce the starting offensive lineup for the Wayne Hills Patriots. At wide receiver, number 81, Charles Nozoku. At wide receiver, number 5, Zach Zachman, number 5. At tight end, number 6, Nick Alshanis, number 6. At guard, number 57, Jason Moda, number 57. At center, number 58, Scott Bigwood, number 58. At guard, number 56, Pete Delatrai, number 56. At tackle, number 61, Joe Rundy, number 61. At tailback, number 42, Justin Boraboo, number 42. At fullback, number 34, Mike Zacone, number 34. And at quarterback, number 11, Jaron Hayak, number 11. And let's welcome the rest of the Patriots squad. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you now please rise. The Wayne Hills Patriot Band, under the direction of Eddie Essie and Matt Paterno, are joined tonight by 8th grade band members from Schuyler Colfax Middle School, as well as Anthony Wayne Middle School. Welcome future band members. Our national anthem.
Hello and welcome back So for the Wayne Hills Patriots today, this is definitely a must-win game. Let's talk about some key players for the Patriots in this game. So some key players would be quarterback Jaron Haig. Obviously, as a quarterback, he's going to have the ball in his hands a lot. Not only is he a quarterback, he's obviously going to throw. He definitely runs a lot for a quarterback.
Yes, he's a gunslinger, but he's also a runner, and that's what he's primarily known as. And the offense really goes through him, so we'll see how he does against the stingy Pascack Valley defense today, David.
Goes through him and also goes through Michael Joyce as well, the sophomore tailback, 203 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns. Really had his shining moment a couple of weeks ago in that comeback victory at Ramapo Stadium. Joyce got hurt in the Old Tappan game, so it'll be good for Wayne Hills to have him back. And also for the Patriots, coming off a bye week as well, which is important for them considering that they got shut out 35-0 at Old Tappan 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I definitely think the bye week's definitely going to improve their outlook in this game. I think that after a loss where they were shut out, they didn't get a single point on the board, definitely needed a weekend to kind of reset.
Hey, Jared, what conference is this? What are these? What is this NJFC nonsense? When David and I were here 10 years ago, we had the good old NBIL, the North Bergen Interscholastic League, and that's why I'm happy today. Pascack Valley, that's an old school NBIL matchup for Wayne Hills. Not only are we back, but we got the old school matchup back, and that's what I like to see.
The Indians from Hillsdale, how can you forget about them?
Yeah, for sure. We definitely seen them in the past years. Definitely been some good close games. And right now, Patriots are in Group 1, North 4, pretty sure. So definitely the conferences have changed a little bit. We see not really them playing the same teams, but definitely some teams that we haven't seen before. Like we play Millburn, we play, some different teams.
Still got the Green Raiders of Ramapo on the schedule, though. That's the best rivalry for Wayne Hills.
And that's been a rivalry for years, David. I would say, 25 years it's been their main rivalry.
Goes back to the Chris Sims days.
And the fact that they ever, obviously they've had issues, the NJSIA, they had issues with scheduling, so they tried to rearrange these schedules. Because let's face it, we love the NBIL, don't get us wrong. But the Old Tappan matchup, that was a good 50-minute bus ride one way, So they tried to. I get why they tried to geographically make better matchups, but you can't get rid of great rivalries, man. Ramapo Wayne Hills, that always got the juices flowing, and we always love to call those games.
Even Old Tappan as well, and we could talk more about that later as we're about to kick off. But Wayne Hills and Old Tappan have played some great games in the state championship game.
Yeah, over the years, especially recently, we've seen Old Tappan and Ramapo. The Ramapo game, actually this year, was very reminiscent of the one you guys called in 05. Very
when
close.
Chris Hogan was playing for the Green Raiders, now playing for the New England Patriots, had a touchdown catch last night.
And if I have to hear one more time on a broadcast that he played lacrosse, we should focus on that he was a dominant high school player at Ramapo. And in that game in 05, that first half, he was probably the best high school player I've ever laid witness on. And if he didn't get hurt, they would have won that game.
And the ball is fielded by the Patriots player, Jaron Haig, who takes it to his right. He breaks a tackle, and he's down about a little past the 25. Correction, that is Dario Cerny. He's actually the place kicker for the Patriots.
Cerny does everything. Tailback, defensive back, kicker. He had a big field goal in that state championship game against Wayne Valley last year, and they needed those points because Wayne Hills was struggling in that game.
For sure, when you have a place kicker as good as Cerny, who he really plays at all-state level. He never really misses field goals. It's good to have him. Haig back. He takes a snap. He hands it off to, looks like Vorabuth, who takes it to his right. And he's tackled right about the 30.
Justin Vorabuth, number 42 on the carry.
Yeah, and back in our day, Jared, the MO for the Patriots was the run game. You didn't really see a lot of times where they would throw the ball down the field, but in recent years that's changed. But it looks like this season they've kind of gone back to that throwback mentality of pounding the football and trying to get good field position. And that's early on, that's what the Hills offense has gotten themselves into.
Oh, for sure, Andrew. We've definitely seen this year. It's definitely more of a running-based team. Last year, Brendan DeVere, who's the quarterback. Looks like there's a penalty on the play, actually. So the Patriots will advance a little bit. They'll be at the 47th yard line, it looks like. We definitely see the Patriots go back to their roots and really rely on the rushing game this year. So Haig, he's back with Vorabuth in the backfield, who splits to the left. Haig takes it himself up the right side, and he's taking about maybe 8 yards on the play. He's a little past the 50-yard line.
Going back to that penalty, that's a big break for Wayne Hills. 15 extra yards, and now they're already in Pascack Valley territory.
David, it wasn't a pleasant scene when we would see the Patriots commit a penalty and the poor person who was convicted of that would have to go to the sideline to Coach Olson. That was not a pretty scene.
Oh man, Haig takes it himself, skips a tackle up the middle, not really a lot of yards on that.
Definitely not, and that's one of the reasons why those Wayne Hills teams back in the day when Coach Olson was the coach were so disciplined, because you did not want to have to deal with Coach Olson after getting a penalty. A lot of times where he would just tug on the face mask after a false start.
Yeah, but you know what? He ran a tight ship, and there's a reason why there's all those banners on the fence. He was a hell of a coach.
I don't know if we'll see a string of 55 consecutive wins again. Definitely a good streak. And Haig hands the ball off to Vorbooth, who's taken maybe a yard.
Now, Hayek, here's a guy who not only is the quarterback, but he is their primary guy in the backfield. Over 350 rushing yards on the season. And David, what was the last time Hills had a scrambler? Would you say the Brendan Monahan era, maybe? Because I don't think in our years we really saw a mobile quarterback such as this kid.
I'd say Jeremiah Kell will be the closest thing, but he was not really a quarterback. He was more of a receiver, but he played quarterback because Mike Giampapa suffered a season-ending leg injury in 2006.
And it looks like there will be a timeout on the field. And actually, Hayek last year, he was a wide receiver. He backed up his two brothers and Evidence Njoku, who went to Miami. He was actually a wide receiver, and going into camp, nobody really expected him to be a quarterback this season.
They lost Brendan DeVera to graduation after last season. DeVera now playing linebacker for Rutgers. And let me tell you something. Besides being a great player, he is very tough. Just the resilience that he showed last year, especially in that state championship game and everything that team dealt with last season to persevere through everything. Very impressive.
I always found it, too, that the best players always come up biggest on those biggest stages. And David, I know back when we were there, they didn't have a lot of close games, but the recent championships that Wayne Hills has won in 2011 and 2016, just the amount of pressure that they had to overcome. Obviously, in 2011, they had the issue off the field, and the players that were there contributed and won. And then last year, just big underdogs coming out and win, really special and important.
J.P. Lemchek punts the ball, and that's Jake Williams who calls a fair catch, and he has it about his own 12-yard line. And yeah, we've definitely seen the Patriots have some close calls over the years, definitely some close games. During your era, I guess, as Wayne Hills announcers, you guys haven't really experienced a losing game.
No, we are undefeated in our time calling Wayne Hills football. There were 2 games that the Patriots lost their freshman year, but we were not on the call, so those do not count. But how about the punt by J.P. Lemchek there, pinning Pascack Valley inside its own 20-yard line. Gotta love the punt when you're pinning someone inside their own 20 from a high schooler.
And like you said, David, this is a different Hills team. This is all about field position and then pounding the ball up the middle.
And that's Steven Bagan who hands the ball off to his running back. Didn't really get much of a gain there. This Pascack Valley team, they're actually also like Hills, a very much so running-based team this year. They actually have a bunch of rushers who have over 100 yards. They like to spread the ball out.
For sure. And the thing is with Wayne Demikoff, his background, he was the defensive coordinator for Chris Olson back in those glory years, and he's really instituted a defense-first mentality. So let's see how he adjusts to this different style offense of Pascack Valley.
And the ball is snapped. He rolls out to his right, looking for a man downfield, and looks like it is a catch.
Yeah, he got it.
Wow, great catch by the Pascack Valley.
Only need the 1 foot.
That was number 19.
That's a nice play by Jack Ward there, sliding, using the sideline, but also making sure that he stayed in bounds.
Yeah, but how about the mobility by the gunslinger? Get outside the pocket, throw it on the run. Pretty good looking play.
Yeah, we have not really seen against the Patriots many teams who are able to air it out. It's definitely been a lot of running-based teams, so let's see how they react to the aerial game. So the ball is snapped. He hands it off to the tailback. He finds a hole, and he's taking down about the 31.
They got a new scoreboard here, too.
New scoreboard,
new scoreboard, new
locker room, beautiful locker room. We were not inside the locker room, but I saw pictures of it a couple of years ago.
And that was Greg Olson's donation, correct?
I believe so.
I remember, I think our junior year, Greg got drafted by the Bears, and he donated all those cleats
Yeah, Greg Olson, definitely popular person here around Wayne.
We wish Greg a speedy recovery. He's out with a broken foot. He's on injury reserve, but is eligible to come back after 8 weeks. And the first game back for him could be that game at the Jets Thanksgiving Day weekend. So if it is the first game back for Greg, how about that?
Yep.
Get to play about 20 miles away from where he grew up here in Wayne.
There'll be more Panthers fans in the stands than Jet fans that day.
The Olsons could buy the whole stadium out.
Yep. They'll be all a Wayne.
It's about 3rd and 1 for the Indians right here. Box is loaded, and it looks like it's another fullback dive, and looks like it's going to be a close spot, but it looks like he got the first
I think
down.
he got it. They're six. Oh, no, they went to 1.
Gave a very good spot there.
That is a first down, Indians.
Yeah, it was a very close call. I thought they would have brought out the chains for that one, but first down for the Indians here.
Familiar face on the chain gang, Andrew.
Yeah, my old freshman baseball coach, Rich Basilicato Jr., and his father, actually, Rich Basilicato Sr. They've been doing this for a long time. Great people, great coaches. Done a lot for the community here.
So Bagan takes it himself, goes to the left. Looks like he's going to go, and he skips a tackle out to the right again. Looks like he's getting the block, and he's taken down about the 41.
This kid can run. I mean, he was under duress, and he looked really calm out there. He was able to go cut his position through the middle of the field and get outside, and it almost looked like he was doing it in slow motion. He saw the play happen before it actually happened. That's very impressive from a high school quarterback.
Oh, he looked to the left, and then he had that big hole, and he broke a tackle in the middle of the field. Gained an extra 15 yards.
Yeah, there are not too many high school quarterbacks who could definitely make a move like that. Even professional that can make a move down the field like that. So Bagan takes the ball. He hands it off to number 4. That's Jordan Geddes. Gets a carry of maybe 3 yards.
I like the new unis, too.
They're looking sharp. I like the white going down the sides.
I'm not into that. I'm not into the whole black jersey thing, though. That's new to me. That's like the new fad, and I'm not really,
What, the white on the side?
No. Like the whole blackout jerseys. They're not wearing them today, but I know they debuted them a few years ago.
Yes.
And I'm into the traditional, home maroon, road white.
Not too many times we see the black jerseys, but they're all right. And the ball looks like it's a short pass. He takes it just short of the first down line.
Began's pass complete to number 35.
And that was number 35, Austin Perowski, who's actually a fullback, it looks like.
First down for Pascack Valley. They're putting together a nice drive here.
Very
Beating up the
simple,
clock
though.
and staying on the field.
Very simple, David. Very, dink and dunk passes, short little runs, a few quarterback sneaks, but very efficient drive, very methodical down the field, and they got something going here.
We'll see if the Patriots could match their momentum coming out. The ball snapped, and it's a handoff. He bounces to the left. That's number 43. Oh, fumble, actually. And looks like the Indians recovered, no problem right there. That was Chuck Viteretti. Looks like he got a loss.
They said that Viteretti was down, and that's what it looks like from here. 4 Patriots wrapping him up.
And David, if you remember, back whenever the Patriots would rarely give up a big drive, they would bear down in their own zone. So second down coming here. This will be big for them if they could stop them.
Yeah, it'd be definitely good to see if they could stop them, make sure that the score is 0-0. Number 40 is in motion. Bagan takes it. He does a toss to the running back, and he cuts inside again. That was number 44. Jake Williams, who's actually one of their leading rushers. He had 183 yards and 2 touchdowns coming into the game.
I'd be curious to see if they try to go for the end zone here. They've been so good at running mid-range plays down the field. They've been so efficient at it, I don't see why they'd go away from it.
They could do that, but on the other hand, you got a 3rd and about 6. This is 4 down territory right here. I mean, you're not going to punt around the 25-yard line.
Or
so maybe
kick.
Long field goal, though, 42 yards.
That's what I'm saying. You don't see that in high school too often.
So Bagan takes a snap. He fakes it. He rolls out and pass over the middle, almost intercepted on the play. That's Jaron Hayek, it looks like, who almost intercepted it. So it'll be 4th down.
So they were going for it all.
They were, but the pass was not even close.
Not great at all. And against a team like Wayne Hills, you don't want to take those chances. One mistake could cost you for the rest of the game. And now we got a decision here for the Indians. You got to.
The high school level, you really don't have too many kickers who are competent enough to kick it from a little more than, I don't know, it looks like 30 yards.
Not everyone has a Tim Divers or an Eric Martinez kicking.
No.
2 great kickers that have come through this program.
So Biggin snaps. He rolls out to his left, looking for a receiver, and just past the reach of the receiver, so it'll be a turnover on downs.
Yeah, back what you were saying about Divers and Martinez, that was the tutelage of Wally Johnson, the former special teams coach, still hangs around the team. He was a legend at his craft, and he's produced so many good special teams players that have come through this program.
Oh, it was so great to see Coach Johnson. He was the first person we saw when we walked out on the field. Just a good guy, good teacher as well.
Mr. Johnson definitely spent a lot of years in the Wayne Hills program. His special teams units have definitely stood out. You see, almost every year seem to have really good kicker, really good special teams units.
He's got a ring for all his fingers and a few of those toes.
And Hayek takes it himself out to the left, skips a tackler, and he's got a 1st down on the play, maybe a little more.
He stepped out of bounds right around the 40-yard line.
And a little extra, too, at the end there. So let's see if the doesn't look like they're going to throw a flag. The officials kind of went over there to let the Pascack Valley defenders know to settle down. But nice, strong run there by Hayek. I mean, the kid obviously has good vision, and he's got the good legs.
Great athlete, runs in the family. Of course, his 2 older brothers now at Rutgers, Tyler and Hunter, along with Brendan DeVera. And Jaron is being recruited by Rutgers as well, and some other big-time schools.
Hayek takes it himself out to the right and skips another tackler, gets a block, and he's out around the 50.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, huh, David?
Yeah.
You got your best player hot. Keep riding the hot hand. Able to run to the outside, and you know you got to showcase your best.
You got to play your strengths.
And Wayne Hills is coming off a tough loss. I mean, there weren't a lot of 35-0 losses back in our day, and you know they have to get back to their winning ways. So they're going to what they're good at, running the ball with their best quarterback.
And Joyce, correction, that's Vorbuth. He takes it 2 yards. Jaron Hayek, he actually was a wide receiver, as I said earlier. I think what the football team decided to do is they don't really have a traditional quarterback guy who has a big arm who can air it down the field. Why not put the ball in the hands of one of their best players?
That's exactly what they're doing with Hayek. He doesn't have a touchdown pass this year, but he does have 5 rushing touchdowns, which leads Wayne Hills.
He's definitely more of a rushing quarterback than a throwing, which is kind of ironic. We'll see if the Patriots stick with that approach for the rest of the game, especially with it being close. Joyce sent out to the left. Hayek takes it himself again and gets a 1st down for sure. A little extra on the play.
One thing that helps out Hayek, you got some very experienced and talented players on that offensive line. Jason Modak, Pete Delashai, and Scott Fishgrun leading the way.
And those are 3 captains at that. All really big, strong kids. So running behind them definitely makes them feel good.
And David, to your point, they've always prided themselves on having big offensive linemen that have paved the ways for great seasons from former Wayne Hills running backs.
Hayek takes a snap. He drops back. Looking down the field, throws it up, and Njoku falls on the play. In the end zone, incomplete.
He just lost his footing there, Jared. I mean, we saw from up here, he had Njoku down the left sideline. Our audio guy up in the press box, he called it right away. He said he's open, but the throw was short.
Yeah, we really don't see a lot of downfield plays like that, so it's really encouraging to see them take a shot, especially to a really tall player like Njoku, just throw it up to him this early in the game.
I feel like you have to take shots down the field when you're running the ball like that. You want to try to spread out the defense so they can't stack the box. And even last year, I mean, Hills threw the ball a little bit more last year, but they had so many good receivers, and a guy like Evidence Njoku, who's now playing at Miami, I feel like they could have utilized him even more.
That's right. Hayek takes a snap. He throws out to Joyce, who takes it past the 1st down marker out to the left, forced out of bounds about the 25-yard line.
And that Joyce kid can run. Show a little speed there on the outside, got a couple blocks and made the most of it.
That's why he's playing as a sophomore. We had some very good sophomore running backs during our days here at Wayne Hills. Ray Van Peenan comes to mind. Had a great season as not only a sophomore, the game-winning touchdown pass in the state championship game at Demarest, but also as a junior too.
He takes the ball. He goes for the end zone again, and just out of the reach of Njoku.
I like what they're doing though. I like that, you know, you set it up with the running the ball down the field, and then you get close and you're trying to get into the end zone. And let's be honest, I mean, this is senior night. You're trying to have fun out there. You want to win, obviously, but you want to come pull some tricks out from your sleeve and try to get some touchdowns through the air. That's what it's all about.
Number 81, Charles Njoku, right side of your screen. He's 6'5", so if you're going to throw the ball up to someone, he's the guy who you throw it up to.
Oh, for sure. And the ball to Joyce again out of the backfield. He jukes, and he's taken down for a pretty decent gain.
Joyce just didn't have any blocking there. You had Njoku a little bit further down the field, but they couldn't spring Joyce that far.
Back in the glory days, David, there was the bubble screen that was the bread and butter for the Patriots, too. They would get a couple guys lined up to the outside, a little dump, and then forget about it 80 yards later, and it was touchdown Patriots.
DD Express, Danny DeSico.
Yep.
Good memories.
Yeah, we haven't really seen a lot of bubble screens this year, but we saw it a lot last year. And Hayek fakes a pass, and he throws it to a wide open Zach Zachman for the touchdown. That's Hayek's first passing touchdown of the year.
It was a beauty. Right down the seam. Good throw, good catch.
And Zach Zachman, he's actually the leading receiver this year. Looks like he's also a junior.
Not a big guy either, just 5'6", but Zach Zachman wide open down the middle of the field, and that's got to feel good for Hayek and also the quarterback's coach, Mike Peischel. Get a smile on Peichel's face.
Nice job by Wayne Hill's offense there to put a touchdown on the board, and there's an early flag on the field goal unit, extra point unit. Looks like it's against the Indians.
I'd go for 2 here. Why not?
Fake the field goal. You got Zachman as the holder.
That's what I'm saying. You have an athlete as your holder, over 100 yards receiving on the year.
But you also got Dario Cierney as your kicker. You do have a good kicker. This ain't the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Nick Folk not really having himself a season. But Cerny, on the other hand, is having himself a season. I don't think he has missed an extra point this year besides that one block against Ramapo.
That's an automatic point up on the board for him, so you might as well have him kick. And obviously, as a senior captain, you want to put him in the situation to succeed, and if he can do it, put him out there.
That's a great response by Wayne Hills. First drive, didn't do much. Second drive, got the stop, and now a touchdown.
That's right, and speaking of some seniors, let's look at some senior day graphics. And that's Mike Saccone, number 63, who's a captain this year. He is one of the many fourth-year seniors on this team. He's a very important part of this team. He's a standout offensive lineman, an offensive guard, as well as a linebacker. We definitely saw his presence. He definitely made a lot of big hits this year and also last year.
And also his father played high school football at Old Japan. He's a special teams coordinator, so he had some big shoes to fill with Wally J.
Oh, yeah. Well, it must have been interesting for Coach Saccone to go back to Old Japan 2 weeks ago. You're playing at your alma mater. You won a state championship for the Golden Knights, but a little bittersweet, too, since Wayne Hills lost that game.
Oh, for sure. You hate to see the Patriots lose games like that. I mean, you guys haven't really seen any losses like that, but it's tough to see.
Last time for us, it was the first term of George Bush Jr.'s administration. A long time ago, Jared. you were in the cradle back then.
Oh,
the iPhone wasn't out the last time we saw Wayne Hills lose a game.
And the kick is squibbed. It's taken right away. No return on that. He took it right to the ground. That was number 40 for the Indians.
I don't think the BlackBerry was out even back then.
Yeah.
Let alone the iPhone.
They still have the same chance from the cheerleaders here after a Wayne Hills touchdown. Some things have not changed.
Like I said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Let it keep going.
It's really great to see the traditions from your time as Wayne Hills students still last until my day. It's a really incredible thing to see.
I wish they still had the helmet here, though. I do miss the helmet.
Yes. They got this cannon now, though, which I think they instituted our senior year.
Yes,
if I'm
they
not
had
mistaken.
the cannon. Sonny Volpe was the cannon guy.
Stephen Bagan gives the ball off to the tailback, who takes it maybe about 5 yards, 3 yards actually.
Another staple of this defense for the Patriots, which has always been the case, gang tackling. You saw 3 Patriots right there tackle the running back, and it's relentless pursuit, and that's all from the coaching staff.
Well, you mentioned it before, Wayne Demikoff, the head coach, former defensive coordinator, so he has his guys well prepared.
Yeah, and it looks like the first quarter is actually coming to an end. The clock hits 0, and it's 7-0 in the Patriots' favor. Let's take a look at some more Senior Day graphics. And it's actually Jason Modak, who is arguably the heart and soul of this team, number 57. He's also a fourth-year senior, one of the 17 seniors we are going to show tonight, and he's an offensive guard and a defensive end. He actually has 7 sacks on the season. And Dario Cerny, he's also a standout player. He's their place kicker. He's a fourth-year senior. He
Sir Dario, as we know him as.
You're making that up.
No.
And Scott Fishgrun, number 58, he's a captain this year. He's a center.
And like we talked about, the offensive linemen are the reason why the running backs and anyone can be successful, in addition to the quarterback. Without them, if you have no time to throw or no time to run, you're not going to do much on offense. So big kudos to the offensive linemen for the Patriots, including those senior captains.
You mentioned Jason Modak, not only a great football player, but also a very good basketball player for Coach Grimes. He's been a huge asset to that team as they've turned it around the last couple of seasons and have gone deep in the state tournament, and also a great student as well. He's getting recruited by schools in the Patriot League and the Ivy League. So you got to love seeing the guys who are not only great athletes, but excellent students as well. That's what it's all about here.
And not easy, too. You know, when you're in school at 7:20 in the morning, and like David, you know me very well, I'm not a morning guy. It's tough. But to be an athlete and to do that, have good grades in the classroom, that's saying a lot. So good for him.
So Bacon takes a snap out of the I formation. He turns around and he fires a pass to 36. He's taken down.
Gang tackling. Again.
It's like the guys were getting together to go grab a burger at the Outback.
That was number 36, James Della Pesca, who's the tight end.
But getting back to Jason Modak and the balance between athletics and academics, it's not only waking up early to come here at 7:20 in the morning, but the late hours too. I mean, you're practicing until at least 6, 7 o'clock. You go home, take a shower. Your mom makes you dinner. I'm sure most of these guys are probably not cooking at this age, and then you have to go do homework for a couple hours. So it's not easy, especially in a lot of those honors and AP classes.
And the ball is pitched to the running back, Williams, and he takes it. He trucks a guy. He's taken out just before the 55th yard line.
Not only do you have that time that you have to be studying and doing homework, you got to sleep.
Yeah. Got to get your 7 or 8 hours of sleep.
It's tough.
Yeah,
That's why you got to give these kids credit, man. Especially those good students, student athletes.
Especially playing football, because football is such a big commitment. And it's tiring, too, because you're hitting out there for a couple of hours.
And I think that's something else that, we need to really push on senior night here, is not only the starters that go through that commitment, but all the role players. It's really impressive.
Bagan takes it up the middle, and he's taken down by the ankles by number 1. That's Lunjim Nasufi. He's also a senior.
Like the last drive they had, Pascack Valley's got something cooking here. Wayne Hills is kind of giving them a little space. But like we say, they hunker down once they get inside the 20.
Well, I think the mistake that Pascack Valley made was on the third down play when they went for it all, because 4th down, 4th and 7, then you have to throw it. And the quarterback was not accurate on either of those throws.
2nd and 5 here. I'd suspect the quarterback to do a little rollout. He's got 2 guys to his left.
Indians are lined up in I formation. Bagan takes a snap, and he throws a quick pass to number 86. He's taken out of bounds.
Look at you, Mr. Gayo, coaching, predicting plays.
No Tony Romo.
I didn't want to compare you to Romo as a Giants fan.
Yes. But, like we said, the Baconator's been good at this so far. He's been able to get out on the run, use his legs, and use his arm. And that's another 1st down for Pascack Valley. At one of these one of these drives, you know, they're going to end up getting into the end zone. Wayne Hills has to really buckle down here to stop them.
So on the Patriot 32, it's 7-0 with about 9 minutes 43 seconds left. Bagan takes a snap, and he fires it out left to his receiver, who's taken down immediately.
That was close to a pick. Hayek was on the doorstep there. One more second, he would have had it.
I was going to say, Hayek was all over the receiver there. Well played.
It's not very often you see your quarterback line up as a cornerback. We saw last year Devera was a linebacker, but it's really rare to see a guy that's that fast able to stick with a lot of wide receivers.
You do see a lot, though, in high school football, them having, basically from the roster size, having them play both ways.
The ball snapped and taken down by 2 Wayne Hills defenders. Looks like that's Al Sheamus and yeah, that's Nick Al Sheamus, as well as number 66. That's Christian McCall.
Nick Al Sheamus with a ferocious tackle there. Another senior playing here on senior night. And this is a game that they'll remember forever. Sure, Wayne Hills, they won the state championship last year at MetLife over Wayne Valley. They played at North Carolina. They went down to play Pahokee in Florida last year. They played at Benson Stadium in Ohio this year. But you never forget your senior night, and this is really what it's all about.
It's definitely a memorable night for a lot of these Patriots, and hopefully they could remember a win at the end of the night too. Bagan takes a snap. He hands it off to Williams, who takes it to the left side. Looks like he got just enough for a first down. Looks like they'll move the chains.
Judgment day right here, boys. First down now. They're going to be inside the red zone soon enough. Let's see if we can see another stop for the Pats.
What, you don't have faith in the Wayne Hills defense to push him back a few yards?
Oh, no, I'm saying this is where they make their bread and butter. Trying to make me sound bad in front of the home crowd. Come on. It's been 10
I'm busting
years.
you.
These people don't know me. They don't know our personalities. I don't want them to think that I'm against them.
Well, they can watch us live now. You know that, right?
Yep. Not in our day, you can watch it on a black and white TV.
We're not that old.
Bagan rolls out and he fires it to the right, and it's taken. It's number 19, Jack Ward, who caught the ball.
Too much room there for Jack Ward. Just a little comeback right on the right sideline.
And Bacon's figuring it out with his rollouts. I mean, this is the 3rd or 4th time that he's been able to execute this play. So Wayne Hills is going to have to adjust to not let that happen again. Otherwise, it's going to be 6 for Pascack Valley.
I expect to see Jason Modak get a little more in the backfield. Usually the first half he's a little quiet, but towards the end of the game, you definitely see him in the backfield a lot.
Jason Modak with 9 tackles for a loss this season, entering tonight 7 sacks through 4 games, which is quite impressive.
And Williams takes it, gets maybe 4 yards on the play. Jason Modak, definitely a special player. You don't really see a lot of players get over 7 sacks the entire season. We saw him last year. He got overtime, maybe 15 sacks, something like that. He's definitely a special player.
Well, the thing for us was when we were there, these guys would put up impressive numbers, but they would only play half the game because Wayne Hills was winning 35-0 at halftime.
For an example, Ray Van Peenan, we were talking earlier, his junior year, he had 37 touchdowns, and he played a half every game.
Which is incredible. I was watching the game you guys commentated against. Rampo, definitely saw him. I think he had a 1,000-yard season, you said, while you guys were commentating?
Yep. Close to 2.
Wow.
Yep.
Broke the record for, rushing yards or touchdowns?
Definitely touchdowns.
Bagan throws it and over the reach of his receiver.
He had him there, Jared and
He
Andrew.
did.
That's one. If you're a starting quarterback at the varsity level, that's a throw that you got to make. That's 6 right there.
That's going to be tough in the film room. They're going to go back and look at that, and it's going to be costly. He's not going to be happy.
We talked about the sense of urgency for Wayne Hills, 2-2 entering tonight's matchup. Well, Pascack Valley is 1-3, and coming off a loss at Ramapo last time out. So Pascack Valley also looking for a win to keep their state playoff hopes alive as we get down towards the latter part of the season here. I mean, we're already halfway through the regular season, which is crazy to think about.
Oh, for sure, and Bagan fakes the handoff.
He's got him.
To his left, and it looks like he's going to take it himself, and he's stopped.
He's short. Oh, they're ruling touchdown. From our vantage point, it looked like he was just short.
He might have gotten the ball across the plane, though, Andrew, before the knee was down. I thought initially Hayek was able to hit him down to the turf, but the referee says otherwise.
Well, these eyes ain't what they used to be, and I couldn't tell, but I thought he was down. But obviously the referee had a better view, and that's 6 points for PV.
Might be because you guys are in the press box. You guys are so used to commentating the last row in the bleachers.
What, you think one row makes that much of a difference?
And the kick.
That got
No
blocked.
good.
That got blocked at the line.
They should have got for two, Andrew. Wayne Hills, they got a great kicker in Sierney.
And Pete Delachai, another senior, we're going to highlight on senior day, number 56. He's also a fourth-year senior.
I think Delachai may have had that block. He was on that last play, and he was the last one walking off.
Timing, right?
Yep.
Blocks the kick, and we talk about him on the broadcast.
And another player, Mike Krawchuk, he's also an important player on the line. He plays offensive line and defensive tackle. He's also a fourth-year senior, number 75.
So we're going to look back at 3 plays for these PV Indians from their first drive, the throw on third down. Paul Tizano, too, Jared.
Yeah, number 8. He's a really great kid. Number 8, senior, fourth-year senior. He plays fullback and linebacker. I think he might be injured right now, though.
So 7-6 Wayne Hills, midway through the second quarter. We were talking about special teams before, guys, and in a game like this is where special teams could really benefit Wayne Hills, where you have Dario Sierney, who's a good kicker, and Pascack Valley didn't make their extra point.
And the kick's underway, and it's a little squib. And it's taken. Oh, he tries to skip a tackle, but he's taken down just a little past the 20.
Let's see how Wayne Hills responds on offense here, guys.
Be interesting to see if they put Justin Vorabuth or Michael Joyce in. We saw Vorabuth start the game, but Michael Joyce, he's really been their main guy this season.
I'd love to see Wayne Hills air out the ball a little bit more like they did on that last drive, especially with the touchdown pass to Zach Zachman down the middle of the field. That will open up the field and create even more running lanes for the Patriots.
It'd be good to see them get Charles Njoku, and I feel like his brother last year, he needed a couple more targets to warm him up, and he's definitely a key player down the stretch. Hayek throws it out left to his running back, who takes it up the left side. That's Michael Joyce.
And a flag on the play. Could be a late hit. We'll get the call from the official shortly. If not from him, from the legendary voice of your Wayne Hills Patriots, Mr. Ernie Mezzi. This guy, you think Wayne Hills football, you think of Mr. Mezzi, David.
If you played Wayne Hills football, you think about in your dreams Ernie Mezzi announcing your name if you were in the starting lineup that night.
That's right. Basketball, football, whether it's here or at the Gifford, so holding on the call, so they'll go back thanks to Mr. Mezzi. But the guy's, it's been 10 years since we've heard him call a game. He's still got the pipes, David.
Ernie is in his prime. He will never lose his prime.
Yep.
Does a great job.
And a great guy, too.
Oh, of course.
Always helpful to us.
When I would watch the games on my computer last year, I watched a couple of the old broadcasts to see what Mr. Hookstraight and the crew were up to. I would love watching the starting lineups just to hear Ernie's voice.
Yep.
And I'm not ashamed to say it either.
Nothing to be ashamed of. Looks like Pascack Valley is going to chat things over.
Andrew, we have some history ourselves against Pascack Valley from our Wayne Hills athletic careers. Your last ever baseball game was in Hillsdale.
Yep.
Pinch hitting appearance.
Yep, and I struck out.
You were not expecting to come off the bench.
No, I was not.
Game.
I actually, so we were already done. We were eliminated from the county tournament. We were eliminated from the state tournament. And so Coach Chris Iannello decided to play his younger players. And I actually had my flip-flops on in the 7th inning. And then he said, Gayo, go grab a bat. And Sean Liddy was pitching for Pascack Valley. Sean Liddy had a good college career. He played over at William Patterson. And I go up there. Foul 1 pitch off, foul 2 pitches off. Then I see a curveball coming. I started walking back to the dugout before I'd even crossed the plate. I knew right away. I'm like, this done.
At least you fouled off a few pitches.
Yep. And what did you do, David?
Against Pascack Valley?
Probably better than I did.
Oh, well, I was 4-0 against the Indians back in my day. Beat them on JV my sophomore year. A couple of varsity wins at first, doubles my junior year at Pascack Valley. I always loved going to Hillsdale back in the day. And then my last ever match, my senior year, was right here at the tennis courts at Wayne Hills against these Pascack Valley Indians. So we have something in common, bud.
Yes, we do.
And Hayek looks to run. He drops back a little bit. Makes a throw over the middle, just a little short of Zach Zachman.
You know who else had their last game against Pascack Valley 5 years ago? Coach Olson.
Yes.
North 1 Group 3 state semifinal showdown, a loss for Wayne Hills in a low-scoring affair in Hillsdale on a cold November night. That was on November 30th, 2012, 5 years after Wayne Hills beat Wayne Valley in the North 1 Group 3 state championship game at Giant Stadium, the last time we called the Wayne Hills football game together.
That's right.
How about that for some symmetry, huh?
Hey, he takes a snap, he takes it back. He's looking down the field, and
Wow, what a throw.
almost intercepted.
That's what you wanted, David. You wanted to see a little bit more of that, a little bit taking a chance down the field, and that was a nicely thrown ball.
It was a good thrown ball. Pascack Valley, though, had a guy in the area, which made it tough, but also Zach Zachman's only 5'6". That's what he's listed at on our roster, so he's not the kind of guy you want to throw the deep ball to. He doesn't have the tools to go up and pull it down like a Njoku who's 6'5", almost a foot taller according to our roster.
Yeah, Njoku is able to go for those jump balls, but Zach Zachman, he's the kind of guy where he gets past the defender. He's so fast that you throw it to him, and hopefully he has the ability to turn on the jets and just go to the end zone. Taking the shotgun, drops back, pump fakes, and he's looking down the field again to a wide open Njoku, who makes a miss, and he looks like he's going to have an open lane. He gets a huge block, and Njoku, only thing blocking him now is the end zone, and touchdown, Charles Njoku.
Oh my goodness gracious. What a block there by
Zach
Zach
Zachman.
Zachman. He absolutely annihilated a Pascack Valley defender on that play who's still down. I believe that was Andrew Ewing who just got absolutely blown up by Zachman, but what a juke there by Njoku. That set up that whole play. He was wide open in the middle. Pascack Valley wasn't ready, and Njoku turned on the jets. Zachman turned on the hit, and poor Ewing's on the ground looking for some help.
First off, we hope that Ewing is okay. Going back to the play, though, Zach Zachman, what a huge hit. And he was celebrating before Njoku even got into the end zone. He knew it.
That was a tough angle, and that poor kid got absolutely hammered on the play. Blindsided.
He got all that 5'6" frame in that hit. So let's look at some more graphics while we wait for the injury timeout. And it's Nick Alshamus, the fullback. He's a fourth-year senior. He also plays linebacker. And it looks like the player's walking off the field now under his own power.
That's actually Steven Saravia who's walking off the field. He's walking off on his own accord, so good for him. Good that he's not injured.
Glad to see he's okay. I mean, everyone loves football, but it's also a very dangerous sport. You don't want to see anyone carried off the field.
So Nick Alshamus, Jared, I'm not going to pretend that I'm standing here and can tell you a full biography, but what about Nick Alshamus makes him a big part of this Patriots program?
Well, he's one of the players that he's definitely a guy who makes big plays. He makes big hits. He's definitely a special teams performer. You don't see him really get a lot of receptions as like a fullback, like H-back kind of player, but he's definitely locker room favorite. He's definitely one of the, heart and soul guys of this team.
What is he like in the hallways of Wayne Hills?
He's a really great kid. He's always friendly. He always has a smile on his face. Very, very nice kid.
I love his last name, Alshamus.
Yeah, it rolls off the tongue nicely for football.
It's very different. I haven't really met any people with that kind of last name, but great kid nonetheless. Looks like Cerny ready to take the extra point.
Sir Dario ready to take the kick.
Someone has to relay to him that you've given him that nickname.
I'm sure that can't be the first time someone has said that.
Maybe he'll go back and watch the broadcast tomorrow night.
Yep.
And when they're watching tape, I wonder if they watch with the volume on. It'd be interesting to hear that. So the snap's underway. It's bobbled, actually. Zachman rolls out to the right. And did he catch it?
No good.
Incomplete. So on a broken play like that, interesting to see what he did. Anyways, here's the next graphic for senior night. And it's senior Mark Laturzo, number 20. He's a fourth-year senior, wide receiver and defensive back. Really nice kid also. I see him at Sunrise, actually. It's where all the Wayne Hills players are at. He always says hi. And Anthony Casanta, he's actually a first-year senior. He transferred last year from Sparta. He plays QB, he's backup QB, as well as defensive back. He also has a twin brother, Nick Casasanta. He's number 9. He's also a first-year senior, and he plays wide receiver and linebacker.
How do you know which is which?
That's a good question. They're in my gym class. I haven't really distinguished them. And there's also Joe Cerrone, number 84, second-year senior. He's a wide receiver and a defensive back. Pretty good friends with Joe. He's a really great kid. He's actually really good at basketball. That's his main sport. He started playing football 2 years ago, and he's been performing pretty well.
You asked about the Cassantas.
Casasanta, yeah.
Got my tongue twisted a little bit there. Well, we had 2 twin athletes back in our Wayne Hills days called the Delavolpes, Eric and Travis, and I was able to tell the difference because Travis had a birthmark on his neck. That's the only way I could differentiate the two.
Well, playing baseball with both of them, it was simple because Travis was lefty and Eric was righty. But other than that, you were in trouble.
Another low kick taken by the Indians, about the 35.
The guys that we just saw, Jared, what stands out about those players that the average fan wouldn't know?
Well, you don't really see them on the field a lot besides special teams, but they're really tough players. I see even during football, during gym, they're actually really talented players. You see one of the Cassantas that's a quarterback, he can really fire the ball. I see even during practice, he just has real flair to his pass, and it'd be interesting to see. We see him a little bit this season, see him a little bit more.
Do these guys play any other sports besides football here?
I'm not quite sure. I think they might play baseball or something, but I'm not 100% sure.
Well, you said, was it Zacone played? Who played basketball that we just saw? You said
that was Jason Modak, and Bagan fires it deep in. It's picked by the Patriots. That's number 14. Nick has a party, and he's still on his feet, taken down around midfield. Nick has a party, able to get in front of the ball, in front of the receiver, and pick it off. Nice play by him.
4th crucial mistake, I'd say, for Pascack Valley. The first being from their first drive, going for it all in that 3rd down play. Then later on the other end, getting the extra point blocked. And then here, the 3rd time, throwing an interception. All that will add up in the end.
And I was going to say also missing the touchdown in the end.
That was the 4th. See, yes. I forgot. I said 4 and then I forgot it.
Definitely seeing some risky plays from them. As they're 1 and 2, they definitely need to get a win. Ball is snapped to Hayek. He takes himself, rolls out to the right, and he finds a receiver who's still on his feet.
It's Zacone.
It looks like Zacone actually changed jersey numbers. He's usually listed as number 64, 63. He's actually 34.
Wardrobe change. I like it on senior night.
I actually think it's because Anthony Pontalillo, who's usually one of their fullbacks, he actually got injured using the wheelchair down there. Unfortunate injury to a really key player. Zacone finds a new position. I think he actually played center. The ball snapped to Hayek. He hands off to Joyce, who didn't get too much on the play.
One other thing that I noticed, pink socks, pink towels for the players, the pom-poms for the cheerleaders, pink. Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I really like the pink.
Yeah, you see a lot of pink out there. The 12th Patriot, our infamous student section, they're all decked out in pink right now. Sea of pink.
He jumped.
So flag on the play.
Jumped into the neutral zone. That's going to be 5 for the Patriots.
Going back to the pink, Greg Olson. His mom, a breast cancer survivor, runs a couple charities. Receptions for research and also the hardest yard. And when Greg played, when he was healthy for the Panthers, he would always go with the pink in support of breast cancer awareness. So
looks great
nice.
On the maroon.
It does.
Really pops. Hayek takes the pass. He's looking deep again to Njoku, who, right through his hands.
He thought about it before he had it.
He was probably thinking about how he was going to celebrate after hauling that one in.
Oh, for sure. Maybe bust out his older brother, David Njoku, his chief slam on that play. Well, unfortunate. Could have been his 2nd touchdown of the night. It looks like Jaron Hayek actually playing a little differently. We really don't see him take shots like this down the field.
I think it's great
like
that John Jacob, the offensive coordinator in his 5th season here with the Patriots, opening up the playbook a little bit. I love it.
Something's going to tell me that Njoku, this will not be the first time that he's actually, this won't be the last time that he'll get a touchdown. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no. But, I mean, that's one he's going to think about and say, I should have had that when he watches the film. He probably already knows it. He probably doesn't need to go back and watch the film.
It's a good thing the Patriots are up 13-6. If they were at a deficit or even tied, I think he would definitely be kicking himself a little more. But still 3rd and about 7, so they could definitely get a first down on this play.
Yeah, but it's a long 3rd down, and you're not in field goal range. So, I mean, if he makes that play, then it's a 2-score game. You're up, could be up 20-6 going into halftime.
Yeah, with 3 minutes and 37 seconds, it'd be really good to put another score on the board and maybe see if you could shut down Pascack Valley, go into halftime with two possession lead.
And Wayne Demikoff wisely chooses to use one of his timeouts here to discuss his options. And David, we were talking in one of the breaks earlier. Another staple that when we were here was Tony G and Papa being on the sidelines, the general manager of the Wayne Hills football program, and I can't seem to find him. I know 2 of his sons are on the staff, Anthony and Joe, and his other son Michael, who used to be the quarterback for the Patriots, actually just got married recently to another Wayne Hills alumni, Krista Valenti. But I can't see Tony G anywhere.
I have not seen him, but good to see Anthony before. Did not see Joe, but Joe graduated in 2005, a big part of that championship during the 2004 season. Had a great game, that state semifinal game at Ramapo Stadium in the rain. He was excellent that day.
Hayek fumbles, recovered by the Patriots, though. Their niece actually is in one of my classes, Riley. See that Wayne Hills, usually our alumni, seem to come back.
Just like I mentioned before, Jared and Andrew, that's why the drop looms large, because 3rd and 7, no guarantees. Wayne Hills fumbles, and now they're punting.
They say baseball is a game of inches, but really football is as well. That could have been 19-6, but you know what? You chalk it up, you forget about it, you move on. And I'm sure Njoku will make a big play later on tonight.
Njoku hopefully able to have short memory. The ball is punted by J.P. Lemchek, and looks like takes a little bit too much of a bounce, goes into the end zone.
We usually focus on the quarterback, the running backs, the wide receivers, the defensive stars. But how about J.P. Lemchek? The guy has a good leg. That was a good punt right there.
We saw him pin him down earlier, and right there he gave his team another chance. It just took a little too much of a bounce, but special teams for the Patriots, it's been one of their staples in their success over the past 20 years, and it looks like it's carried over into this season.
Coach Johnson always has a special teams unit up to really good standards. The ball is taken by Big and hands it off actually to Jake Williams. He's taken down for maybe a 2-yard gain.
Gotta love Wally World. How many years he coached for in your time here?
How many championships or how many years?
How many seasons, Jared?
Oh, man, ever since I've been here, even before I went here, he's been coaching. He's been here forever.
Well, I know. I mean, he coached for Hills for a while, but he recently stopped coaching, so that's why I'm asking.
I think maybe he started again my freshman or sophomore year.
I want to say 2 seasons ago, maybe.
Yeah, maybe my
I think he came back maybe 2014, 2015.
He took a year or 2 off after Olsen left,
Correct.
right?
And the ball's handed off, and another very short carry. There's about 1:55 left, so looks like it's about, 3rd down now? 2nd down?
3rd and 8. So if you're Wayne Hills, you want to, well, now it's 3rd and 4. The scoreboard was a little bit late in updating.
Looks like the clock's still rolling. They're going to want to try to get a stop here.
3rd and about 3.
So with 3rd and 3, what do you think the Indians are going to try to do on this play?
I think they're going to just run the ball. Try not to try not to turn it over, and go to the locker room down by 1 score.
The pitch to Williams looks like he might have gotten the first.
He's right at the sticks, and he picks it up.
Yep. Another good run. They're hanging in there, David.
They are. Well, they also got that stop, which is huge. I mean, they have the momentum right now.
For sure. It's definitely a game of momentum at the high school level. You hope that your team has the momentum going into the game and sticks with the momentum throughout the game.
And they were a Group 2 power back in our day. I think they were North
Yes.
1 Group 2.
North 1 Group 2. I'm surprised that Pascack Valley isn't using any timeouts here.
Confidence.
The clock ticking down about 50 seconds. Bagan hands it off again to Jake Williams.
like I said, David, though, they're confident, but they also don't want to turn the ball over. They're down right now by 1 score, and they don't want to make it 2 going into the locker room. They want to go in on a positive note, build on that stop, talk things over. Because you know how quickly things could change with this Wayne Hills defense. They can make things swing in a hurry.
Plus, Pascack Valley will get the ball to start the second half, so they seem pretty content to let this clock tick to 0 and go into the locker room here at Patriots Stadium down by 1 touchdown.
Should be interesting what they do on this play. Maybe take 1 shot. I don't think they're going to do it, though. So big in the I formation. Getting some signals from the sideline.
They're not going to snap the ball, Jared. They're going to take the long walk back to the locker room and be happy to be down by only 1 touchdown.
And that's a long walk.
Well, at least it's in the 70s tonight and not in the 30s, that's for sure.
Yeah. That's a long walk, though. That'll get your heart rate going.
Oh, for sure.
Good exercise.
That's like a good 3-4 football fields away to the school. But nonetheless, we're here at halftime, Jared.
Oh, for sure. And what are some things you've seen from this Wayne Hills Patriots this first half?
Well, I like how Wayne Hills has opened up the offense a little bit, having Hayek throw the ball down the field. On the defensive side, Wayne Hills, they've gotten tough when they've needed to, but they have to stack the box against Pascack Valley because the Indians have not shown the ability to throw the ball down the field and complete passes.
I like how they've responded, too, on the defensive side of the ball. The Bagan's obviously shown that he could be a threat for Pascack Valley, and you know, the Wayne Hills defense broke a few times, but they never broke completely, and they were able to stay out there and, you know, prevent the huge plays, and they're up, you know, they gave up 6 points in the first half. That's phenomenal.
All
So
about
great.
containment.
Yep, exactly. You know, they bent a little, they didn't break, so good job by the Patriots, and we got ourselves a ball game, which we never had, quite frankly. We're used to blowouts. This is great. Come back, call a game, and we actually can be interested going into the second half.
That's right, guys. You probably aren't too used to calling too much of a game in the second half, usually blowouts by that time. And now, with it being halftime, let's throw it to the band, their senior night.
Secretary
Can you hear anything in your right ear or no? I can only hear program. I can only hear us in my left and my right. I only think I heard Hook straight when he talked. That was it.
Yeah, some of the mics you can't really hear. As I said, we're doing graphics. What I would just say is, let's take a look at more of the scenes. Because the graphics will come on the screen. Okay.
Yeah, just an easier transition. That's a good point.
Their field repertoire, portrait of the American West, westward bound, go down, around the campfire, in arrival. The Patriot Marching Band.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. At this time, we would like to honor our senior band members and their parents. First is Yara Albo, our drum major and clarinetist, who is accompanied by her parents, Rhonda and Basha, and her brother, Dan.
Right here? Right here? Face that way? Okay. Look at Jason. Look at Jason.
Next is Tori Anderson, color guard captain, who's with her mother, Gina, brother, Danny, and grandmother, Mary Ann.
Mr. D. Look at Jason. You come here. You're more important than I am, your grandma. Look at Jason. 3, 2, 1. Good, thank you. Nice job, kid.
Next is Sammy Belafato, band secretary and flutist, accompanied by her mom, Sue, and her uncle, John Schiller.
Turn around, please look at Mr. Whitaker. That's the thank you. Thank you. You walk into your spot.
Next is Trevor Brooks, tuba player and Pohl member. He's with his mother Linda and brother Colin, who's a current band member.
Good coach Jason. And Mr. Heathwood. Thank you.
Next is Samuel Charnett, a member of our percussion pit. He's with his mom and dad, Terry and Mark.
How you feeling? Good. Turn coach Jason. You get in the middle, right? Cheese. Good, thank you very much. You can walk into your spot.
Next is Ariana Chen, band librarian and flautist. She is with her parents, Joyce and Ron.
Walk without your parents. I didn't see you. Good coach Jason. Thank you.
Next is Wilson Chen, clarinet section leader. He's accompanied by his mother Linda, father David, and sister Christina.
Thank you. Please turn around. Look good, Jake. Thank you. You guys ready? 3, 2, 1, 3, cheese. Very good. Thank you.
Up next is Ryan Sider, equipment manager and trumpet player. He's with his parents, Jimmy and David, and his brother Sean.
You're going to smile this time? Look at the happy family.
Next is Liam Fegan, band president and alto sax player. He's with his parents, Kathy and Bruce, and his brothers, Jack and Connor.
I'm trying to support for us. Good, thank you.
Next is St. June Ko, drum lieutenant. He is with his parents, Hu Shio Oh and Chang Yu Ko, and his siblings, Cindy and Gucci.
Jason, on the black line. Come close, let's go back down. That's right. 3, 2, 1. Thank you very much.
Next is Caitlin Langschultz, recruiting officer and mellophone and violin player. She is with her parents Lisa and Ed and her sister Jacqueline.
Okay, go out, I'm not really look towards the camera. 3, 2, 1, say cheese.
Melissa Lehman is next, color guard member. She is with her mom Diane.
Thank you very much. Let's look towards the camera. You come on the black line. Let's towards the camera. Steve. 3, 2, 1.
Up next is Ethan Lesson, equipment manager and tuba player. He's with his parents Lisa, Gary, and his sister.
It's like Pohl. Look towards the camera, please. Say cheese. Thank you, Mr. Houston.
Julian Livney is next, a clarinetist, with her parents Karen and Mike.
I can't believe you graduated. Oh my God. Towards Jason. 3, 2, 1, say cheese. Thank you, folks.
Next is Puja Loka, publicity officer and piccolo player. She is accompanied by her father, Vasant, and her sisters, Millie and Satara, who is a band alumni.
You guys stay next to her. Black line, look towards 3, 2, 1, say cheese. Beautiful. Good.
Next is Samantha Mandara, a hit percussionist. She's with her parents, Penny and Gary.
Thank you. Just on the black line, please look towards Mr. Whitaker. And Mr. 3, 2, 1, say cheese. Good, thank you. You can walk around.
Next is Amel Metjahed, trombone player, accompanied by his parents, Becky and Sifat.
Look towards the black line, look towards the camera. 3, 2, 1, say cheese. Good, thank you. Thank you, Amel.
Next is Joshua Miller, band vice president and tuba player. He is accompanied with his parents, Mary Ann and Mitchell.
Thank you. You can go on the black line. Come close to me unless I smell bad. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Up next is Kyle O'Toole, percussion captain. He is accompanied by his father John and sister Brooke.
3, 2, 1.
Up next is Annie Pascal, drum major and saxophonist. She is accompanied by her parents, and Andrea and John.
3, 2, 1.
Next is Alexander Perlaza, a pit percussionist. He is with his parents, Ana Barbera and Miguel Perlaza.
Black line, please. And the coach Jason. Black line, the coach Jason. Here we go. Say cheese. Thank you.
Up next is Ali Rasa, a pit percussionist. She is accompanied by her parents, Robin and Joe, and her brother, Joey.
On the black line. Here we go. Say cheese. Thank you.
Up next is Mira Rodriguez, a color guard member. She is with her parents, Dora and Percy Castillo.
Black line, please. Here we go. And 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Up next is Max Seplow, a tuba player. He is accompanied by his parents, Julie and Dan.
Here we go, Max. Smile for me, Max. Thank you.
And our last senior of the evening is Anthony Trentapas, an equipment manager and trumpet player. He is with his parents, Anna and Anthony.
Here we go.
On behalf of the Wayne Hills Patriot Marching Band, seniors, we thank you for your service to your school and your community. We wish you nothing but the best of luck in the future. Now please enjoy our show.
home game of the year.
That's probably why. Get it overnight. Please, nobody's better at naming their tune than me. And I couldn't even tell you what it sounds like.
went to the game? Yeah. We should have won that game. What do you think about our offensive quarterback? Playing for us. Our defense, what do you think about Justin? That's not a good game. Yeah. No, he is. You know what? He did, but they're not utilizing him like they should. I mean, all they have him do is block. He can catch the ball. He made a phenomenal catch last week. I don't get it. He's a powerhouse. Good game passing. Fleming, you know what? We are a better team. Look at Central Michigan. Overtime, 6 interceptions. We lost by 3. That's a good game.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Pascack Valley Indian cheerleaders, along with the Wayne Hills Patriot cheerleaders. We will now do the 50-50 drawing. The amount of money in the drawing is $270. $270. If you win the $270, you may not donate it to the school. Anybody else, it's yours.
So when I went to one, I went to
okay, the number. It's a light blue ticket. 444 0939. 444 0939.
That was last week. They beat St. Yeah, they beat them.
Back here at Patriots Stadium, about to get the second half underway. Wayne Hills 13, Pascack Valley 6 here on senior night. Alongside Andrew Gayo and Jared Pohl, David Suntup with you. So glad you're tuning in on a beautiful October Friday night here in Wayne. And guys, Jaron Hayek, the Wayne Hills quarterback, having a good game so far. His first 2 touchdown passes of the season. What's impressed you about his performance?
God, it's refreshing to hear your voice. You were made to do this, man. It is great to be back with you, my old comrade in the broadcast booth. Hayek's been phenomenal out there so far. He's done the little things real nicely. He's been able to do a little change of direction, gain some extra yards, use his vision to get up the field. And the Patriots defense, David, like we said at the end of the first half, they bent but they didn't break, and they are up here by a touchdown.
Yeah, I've really been impressed with Hayek so far. He's definitely shown the ability to throw the ball downfield, and if you're looking for a playoff caliber team that could potentially win a championship, you really need a quarterback that not only run like he is able to, but also throw it downfield, make big plays like that.
Big half of football for both of these teams coming up. Wayne Hills at 2-2, looking to bounce back after a 35-0 loss at Ultapan 2 weeks ago. Pascack Valley 1-3. Wayne Hills will kick off to start the second half, and Pascack Valley got a stop on Wayne Hills' last offensive possession of the first half, and the Indians bring a little bit of momentum into half number 2.
Yes, they did, and they had that cool and calm demeanor on the defensive side of the ball, David, and it's going to give them the opportunity to not only tie the game, but get themselves into a ball game here in the fourth quarter. This is not an easy environment for any visiting team to come into. They protected this house for many years, the Patriots, so the fact that Pascack Valley is in this game, give them a lot of credit. This is big stuff for them.
I also want to give you credit for getting back here to the booth before the second half started. You were schmoozing with everyone.
Listen, when you know this many people and you haven't been back here in so long, it's hard not to say hello to certain people. And I saw my old freshman baseball coach, Rich Basilicato Jr., and his father, my old assistant coach, Senior, and it's just been great to reconnect with so many old faces.
Squib kick for Dario Cierney is brought across the 20-yard line and just shy of the 25, where Pascack Valley will come out onto the field for its first possession of the second half. Stephen Vagan, the sophomore quarterback, showed some flashes with his legs, not very accurate with his arm. What does Wayne Hills need to do defensively here in this second half to contain Vagan?
Well, I think defensively, they definitely need to stack the box. We see that this is a team that really relies on the run. So I think if they're able to stack the box, make them focus on the passing game, I think they could definitely win.
7 seconds into the second half, Wayne Hills up 13-6 as Pascack Valley plows forward. It's Jake Williams, the sophomore tailback.
And we see that defensive alignment early on here in the second half with stacking the box, and you're going to think that Wayne Hills will continue to do that, but we saw Bacon able to get outside and make some throws on the run, so the Patriots have to be aware of that option as well for the Indians.
Containment will be huge for this Wayne Hills defense. 2nd and 7 for the Indians from their own 26, I formation. Play action. Bacon under pressure, runs up the middle, across the 30, and is hit down hard at the 32-yard line. Mike Zaccone, the senior, bringing the thunder there on that hit. And it makes third down manageable for Pascack Valley, and that's what you want if you're the Indians.
It is, but Wayne Hills has shown resilience in these situations so far in this game. So let's see if Pascack Valley is able to convert, but I wouldn't be shocked if we see the punting unit out on the next play.
A minute into the second half, Wayne Hills 13, Pascack Valley 6. Williams up the middle, pushes the pile across the 35, and he's down at the 37-yard line, a first down for Pascack Valley. Nick Alshamus, the senior for Wayne Hills, making the tackle.
You wish he played during our era, huh?
I love that name. 17 seniors for this Wayne Hills team that were honored before the game. The last Friday night home game of the regular season and the second to last home game of the season. Just 3 home games for Wayne Hills this season.
Quirky scheduling, and you have to take advantage of these opportunities. Big night for these seniors and the rest of the players.
1st and 10 for Pascack Valley at its own 37. Stick with the I formation, play fake. Bagan under pressure, and he throws that one away.
Egan's pass is incomplete.
Good pursuit there for Joe Rondi, the junior defensive end.
Let's see what Wayne Hills does here if you're going to put a little pressure in case Pascack Valley throws the ball. I'm curious to see if they go pressure on the outside because Bagan, like we said, he's been able to use his legs. Let's see if they try to rock the house a little bit.
Got to make sure you contain him, though, because he's proven that he could run up the middle. Began throws, pass complete across the 40 and down around the 42-yard line. It's Justin Nisita.
That was nearly picked off, too.
Began was just able to slip that one in there.
I thought Seamus was going to get his hand on it there.
Picking up 7 yards there on 2nd down, makes it a manageable 3rd and 3.
I feel like we've seen this Pascack Valley correction. Sorry, we've seen.
Gets confusing between the two, Passaic Valley and Pascack Valley.
Yeah, usually used to saying PV. I feel like we've seen them in a lot of 3rd and short situations. It seems like the second half already they've been able to convert. What is it, 1 or 2 already?
Another 3rd and short situation here. 3rd and 4 for Pascack Valley from its own 43. Wayne Hill stacks the box. Began a deep drop. Throws it out on the flat, across the 45, has the first down, down the sideline and out of bounds.
Patriots faithful pleading for a holding call there, David, but they're not going to get it, and Pascack Valley's going to move the chains on that nice catch and run.
The sophomore James Della Pesca picking up the first down, and that's another name I like, Della Pesca. Indians driving in Wayne Hills territory. First drive of the second half, a 13-6 advantage for Wayne Hills with less than 9 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
You couldn't get a better night for some high school football either, huh, David? It is gorgeous out here.
Especially the first Friday night in October. Handoff running off the left tackle, pushes across the 40-yard line and down right there.
And they've made some progress here just by being conservative, running the ball up the middle, getting a few yards here and there. And then on 3rd down, when they've had to get the first down, they've made some moves and they've been able to convert. So a good job so far. Good start by Pascack Valley here in the second half.
Greg Zoll picked up 2 yards, and that makes it 2nd and 8 coming up for the Indians.
So we see the second half. The Indians have pretty much had all of the momentum so far. What do you think Demikoff's telling his players right now?
Well, Wayne Hills has to do something to get off the field on 3rd down. Pascack Valley 2 for 2 on 3rd down on this drive. Began rolls out, surveys the field, uncorks it, pass complete across the 35. And down at the 34-yard line, it's Joe Campagna, the junior.
The other thing, too, is not only are they going down the field and converting on all these 3rd downs, but they're milking the clock. I mean, we're almost 5 minutes in here into the 3rd quarter, and Wayne Hills hasn't even had a sniff of the ball on offense.
Well, that's what Pascack Valley did on its first drive of the ball game. Even though the Indians didn't score, they ate up at least 5 minutes of clock on that drive.
Well, here we go, 3rd and 3. Let's see if anything changes here for the Patriots on defense.
Pascack Valley 2 for 2 on 3rd down this drive. Man in motion. Handoff, first down and more, down across the 30-yard line. It's Jake Williams, the sophomore.
Williams was able to just go behind his blockers there. The hole opened, and he went straight ahead and picked up the first down. Like we said over and over again, these offensive linemen on both sides playing a whale of a ball game today.
5 minutes into this 3rd quarter, Wayne Hills a 13-6 lead over Pascack Valley. Alongside Andrew Gayo and Jared Pohl, David Suntup with you. So glad you're watching on this beautiful Friday night, senior night at Patriots Stadium. 17 seniors were honored before the ball game here. 1st and 10 for Pascack Valley inside the 30-yard line. Handoff up the middle, across the 20, 15, 10, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Indians.
And a good
Austin Piorkowski, the senior, with a 30-yard touchdown dash.
And a good start to second half culminates with that touchdown there, and a great drive led by Baconator. He's done a good job keeping his troops under control, running nice simple plays, and they get to the back of the end zone.
Pascack Valley an extra point away from tying up this game. What a fantastic drive there by the Indians. 3 for 3 on third down. Kick is through for Jake Siaka. Like we mentioned before, it's senior night, and let's take a look at some more seniors who were honored before the game.
So this is Austin Minogue, number 7. He's a fourth-year senior. He's running back and defensive back. He's really, although he's not the tallest kid, he's very, very strong kid. He's definitely a stand-up performer. And Jason Modak, we talked about him a lot tonight, number 57. He's a fourth-year senior and also a captain. He plays on the offensive line. He's also a star player at defensive end. There's also Antonio Cofrancesco, number 88. He's a wide receiver and a defensive back. He's also one of the many fourth-year seniors who have been a part of the Wayne football system for what seems like years. He's played middle school, elementary school. He's been in the program for a while.
We talk about senior night with these players, all the work that they put in, wearing the maroon and white. But before that, the Boys and Girls Club in the Wayne PAL. So these guys have been playing football pretty much their whole lives.
It's been a part of their daily regimen now. You know, you figure for close to 13 years. So it's going to be an adjustment for sure for most of these guys when they're not going to have to do it anymore. And that's why these games are where, in practices for that matter, they got to enjoy it, because this is where, you know, the memories are made.
Also the bus rides, the team meals that they're provided before the games.
The horsing around in the locker room, the jokes.
Tied at 13 with 6:38 to go in the third quarter. Ball bounces inside the 10-yard line. Hayek races back and picks it up inside the 5-yard line. Dances forward, and he's down inside the 10. Jaron Hayek let that ball bounce, and Pascack Valley was able to get down the field. Good job by the Pascack Valley special teams unit, and Wayne Hills does not have favorable field position on this first drive.
Now, we saw quarterbacks play both ways. Have you seen a quarterback play 3 ways on special teams?
I have not.
Too?
The only quarterback that played both ways when we were here was Jeremiah Kale.
But 3 ways? This is a first. Actually, didn't Jeremiah punt a little bit?
I think so.
Yeah, so that would technically count.
Actually,
well, they didn't punt too much, that's for sure.
No, they did not. Brendan Monahan did play both ways as well. Was a safety and quarterback.
Handoff down the left sideline across the 25, still on his feet, and down around the 40-yard line. Huge gain on first down for Michael Joyce.
You've seen this game so far. Both teams feature a very strong sophomore running back. Actually, Coach Peischel was telling me, watch out for Passaic Valley, this running back, Jake Williams. He's going to definitely be a big part of the game plan. And also Michael Joyce, he's coming back from an injury last game. He was injured. It's good to see him back making some big plays. Actually, there's a penalty.
Long run negated by a holding penalty, the second holding penalty on Wayne Hills tonight. So instead of 1st and 10 for Wayne Hills from around the 40-yard line, they're going to be backed up around their own 5-yard line. Difference of 35 yards there for all the math gurus out there.
It's definitely deflating to see them have such a big play and then get it called back.
6 minutes to go in the third quarter, all tied up at 13. Handoff to Joyce, running left, uses a blocker, pushes forward, still on his feet, has the first down, and he's down across the 25-yard line.
That had a little Brian Dowling written all over it with the shiftiness and the little in and out action. And Joyce made a little great run there on the pump, on the fake.
Little Danny DeSico there as well, trucking his way forward.
Yep.
So now you guys have seen a lot of really great Wayne Hills teams over the years. Who do you think out of all these teams has been the best, most talented player you've seen play?
That's a great question. I'm going to have to digest that.
Give me a couple plays. Patriots driving here, 1st and 10 around the 30. Swing pass out to the right, it's Joyce, has the 35 and the first down, plows his way down the sideline, and he's out of bounds across the 45-yard line.
I think, now I want to be biased and say our senior year team, but I think if I have to be truthful, our sophomore year team, that 2005 team was the best team, because not only were they loaded at every skill position, but they were loaded on the defensive side as well, and they proved that they were able to come back in big games like they did against Ramapo.
Joyce gets the handoff again, and he steps out of bounds right around midfield.
Not to mention they beat Chris Hogan twice that season. So, David, what's the most talented team? You got 2 plays to think about it. Let's go. The fans are waiting.
I mean, I don't think the competition was as good our senior year because Ramapo was down. That's why it's hard to judge in that sense. If you're going to go best player that we saw, Ray Van Penen. Stud, absolute
Wasn't
stud.
even close.
That season that he had his junior year, off the charts. Him and then, of course, Chris Hogan on Ramapo. Hayek throws over the middle, and the pass incomplete. Hayek looking for Zach Zachman, who already has a touchdown reception tonight.
And the big hit.
Of course, the big hit on the long catch and run touchdown for Charles Njoku.
Also, David, imagine if Ray Van Penen did not get injured in that Don Bosco scrimmage his senior year. He would have broken many school records.
Absolutely, but he did finish his career on a high note, a 2-touchdown performance in the state championship game against Parsippany Hills at Rutgers. Big 3rd and 8 here for Wayne Hills right at midfield. Need the 42 for a first down. Hayek operates out of the shotgun. Looks down the field. He's under pressure. And Hayek is just able to throw that ball out of bounds, and a flag comes in.
They're going to get him for grounding. There was no receiver within 10 yards from that throw.
Intentional grounding on Hayek. And that brings up 4th down for the Patriots.
Gotta appreciate Jaren's effort getting the ball while trying to, keep the field possession. But a penalty like that, that's going to push them back even further.
Give credit to that Pascack Valley defense. Wayne Hills had a few big plays early on in that drive with Michael Joyce running the football. And now the Patriots are forced to punt. Less than 5 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter, all tied up at 13 here on senior night. JP Lemchek to punt this one away. He's looked good so far.
Nearly
A
blocked.
high kick. Bounces around the 35. And Wayne Hills will touch it down right there.
This kid's been the MVP for them this season. David, we called what would you say, 20-ish games? 20-ish football games during our career? About, give or take. What was your favorite game to call?
Wayne Valley State Championship game 2007. How could you go wrong with that?
Yeah.
Roughing the kicker penalty on Pascack Valley. So not only the penalty on Pascack Valley, but Wayne Hills gets the ball back and the first down.
And that's a huge swing of momentum. I mean, Wayne Hills looked dead in the water on offense, and now all of a sudden you give them this opportunity.
And the Wayne Hills defense gets a chance to rest a little bit more as well.
Great point.
So instead of Pascack Valley having the football from its own 35-yard line, it's 1st and 10 for Wayne Hills at the Pascack Valley 49. Hayek in the shotgun, 2 wide receivers left. Hayek has time, lost it deep down the left side. Njoku is tripped up, and no flag is thrown.
Sure looked like Njoku got tripped up by the defender there.
Charles Njoku, the 6'5 receivers in disbelief.
And I think he's got a lot of right to be because he got tripped up.
In our years calling these games, Andrew, we didn't see too many players question a call from the officiating, but that was definitely warranted there by Njoku because I thought he got tripped up.
Not the first time that a ref has been questioned on a call in the history of officiating, I would say.
Yeah.
Much to the dismay of the crowd.
2nd and 10 for Wayne Hills. Hayek keeps it himself, and he dives forward just shy of the 45-yard line. Makes this 3rd down play a little bit more manageable for Wayne Hills as we approach 4 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. Patriots and Indians tied up at 13. Big night of football here, but also a big day of postseason baseball. The New York Yankees and the Cleveland Indians tied up at 8 late in the game, 9th inning.
Yeah, that's not making me feel too good. They were up 8-3 in the 5th, now 8-8 in the 9th. I don't like that.
Knocks Corey Kluber out of the game pretty early. Back to football, a huge 3rd and 6 for Wayne Hills. They need the Indians 39. Hayek under pressure, and he's dropped right at midfield. How about that stop by Pascack Valley? Mike Golino, the sophomore linebacker, in on that sack. Hayek was under pressure on both 3rd down plays on this drive. Didn't have much time to do anything.
First time we've seen that, too. The offensive line giving in a little bit to the pass rush of the Pascack Valley Indians, but Pascack Valley's done a great job this second half so far.
JP Lemchek on to punt. Last time he was on to punt, roughing the punter penalty was called. That's a beautiful kick. Fair catch called for right at the 10-yard line by Jake Williams, as Lemchek does his job and he pins the Indians deep.
A really great punt there. You see that the Indians definitely have a lot of momentum now. It's great to see them inside their own 20. It definitely helps Patriots defense.
That has to make special teams coach Mike Saccone pretty happy when he sees his punter do that. That's what you work on in practice all those days leading up to the game.
Lemchek's been phenomenal so far this game, and in a low-scoring game, you look to field position to help yourself out, and he's certainly been a key asset to the Patriots' success not only this game but this season.
Give it up for the kickers. I mean, we saw some good ones back in our day. We mentioned Tim Divers during the first half. Scott Iowa Schultz, another good kicker.
That's right.
Had quite the leg. Pascack Valley starts at its own 10-yard line, a tie game with 3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Handoff up the middle, and not much there for the Indians.
A turnover would be great for the Patriots defense here. They had a long time spent on the field on that first possession by Pascack Valley, and if they can get off the field quickly here, that would be integral to their rest going into the 4th quarter.
Pascack Valley was down 13-6 and scored a touchdown on its first drive of this second half. A very impressive touchdown drive. Began fires right sideline, pass juggled and dropped right at the 20-yard line.
I think he'd rather prefer to throw the ball on the run than be in the pocket. I mean, this kid makes an effort to escape the pocket, get to the outside, and throw the ball. And sometimes quarterbacks are just more comfortable doing that.
That brings up a 3rd and long, though, for Pascack Valley. When you don't pick up 2-3 yards on 1st down, 2nd down, now he's forced to throw the football.
I'm surprised they actually did that, too, because they've been so successful running the ball early on in these possessions, and opting to throw the ball that early, that deep in your own territory is a little questionable.
3rd and 8 for Pascack Valley at its own 11-yard line. 2:14 to go in the 3rd quarter. Play action. Began rolls right. Fires. Pass caught short of the 1st down.
Big tackle there.
Craig Moorhead about a yard short of the sticks, and a big stop for this Wayne Hills defense.
Pass complete to Moorhead. He's short of the
Less than 2 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter, and Wayne Hills is about to get the ball back. And could have some good field position here, guys.
Yeah, and not only good field position, but they could find the opportunity to run the ball to take some time off the clock. So if they do score, not give Pascack Valley a lot of time in the 4th quarter.
Hayek and Vorbuth are deep to return the kick for the Patriots, standing at the midfield line. High kick towards the sideline and goes out of bounds. Wayne Hills will start around the Pascack Valley 45-yard line with 1:15 to go in the 3rd quarter of a 13-13 game.
We mentioned offensive linemen being key to team success. Another guy who's been a good part of that success for the Patriots the past couple seasons has been Bensi Polgar. He's got injured earlier in the season, but he's back out there, 72 in maroon, and he's, with him out in the lineup, the running backs are going to find some good holes to run through, and the quarterback's going to have some time to pass the ball.
Older brother Peter Polgar, a great swimmer here at Wayne Hills, class of 2007.
As was his sister Christina, class of 2006.
Hayek fakes the throw, fires deep down the field, caught by Njoku, and he walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots!
That seemed to hang up there for a bit, but man, what a perfectly thrown ball by Hayek. Nice, calm, and cool Njoku bringing it in. And he's not calm and cool now, he's all fired up. But a big play for the Patriots after a good stop by the D, and now they're up.
45-yard touchdown from Hayek to Njoku, the second touchdown grab of the night for the junior. And Wayne Hills regains the lead 19-13 with 1:06 to go in the third quarter. Dario Cierney splits the uprights. Wayne Hills 20, Pascack Valley 13. Big response there by the Patriots.
It was definitely a good response to see Njoku make up for that earlier drop. Definitely has his confidence and Hayek's confidence going up.
How about Jaron Hayek? The junior quarterback, 3 touchdown passes tonight, entered the game with 0 touchdown passes.
So if my math is correct, that's 3 times the amount he had coming into the game, David.
Well, 3 more that he had coming into the game, but the big thing is he's airing out the football. It's going to open up the offense for the Patriots going forward.
And that's what you wanted. You mentioned it earlier in the broadcast. You said, I would like to see Wayne Hills air out a little bit. And we've seen that, and they've been able to capitalize.
John Jacob, the offensive coordinator, opening up the offense for Wayne Hills, and it has paid off tonight. That was a great throw by Hayek. Hung up there a little bit, but Njoku was able to grab it and walk into the end zone. And how about these end zones here, guys? I love the checkered end zones, the maroon and the white. Didn't have that back in the day when I was here.
Definitely very clean look.
Cierney with a squib kick again, which didn't even bounce. It's a line drive kick that was caught around the 30-yard line and brought forward. Wonder why Wayne Hills is going for these short kicks.
They must know, and now, granted, they do a lot more film study than me, you, or Jared.
Pascack Valley's got to have some returners on this team that are formidable threats. Otherwise, they would be kicking it. Because back in our day, David, Scott Iowa Schultz would boom it through the uprights, and Tim Divers would kick it through the uprights as well.
Scott Schultz was the automatic touchback back in the day. 20-13 Wayne Hills with 1 minute to go in the third quarter. Toss out to the right across the 40-yard line, down the sideline, and no one in front. All the way into the end zone for Mike Golino. A touchdown for Pascack Valley. And the Indians are a point away from tying up this game.
What a response. I mean, you get a gut punch. You give up a long touchdown pass to a team that hasn't thrown the ball much through the air this season. So you go down on the road, and your first place from scrimmage after that is a long touchdown run. What a response by the Pascack Valley Indians. What a run by Golone.
Wayne Hills had a lot of guys in the area, but Golino dashed down that right sideline, a 60-yard touchdown run. And we are 1 point away from a tie ball game. And the kick is good. 49 seconds to go in this third quarter, all tied up at 20. And guys, we have quite a ball game under the lights here at Patriot Stadium.
Yes, we do. And quite frankly, that's all you can ask for from the good crowd, good home crowd, good road crowd on senior night. I mean, Jared, come on, man. This is what you want to see. You don't want to see a blowout.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It definitely makes the game a lot more nerve-wracking, especially as a Wayne Hills fan, but it definitely makes the game a lot more interesting. You have, something to talk about in the fourth quarter when the score is at 42-0.
You also have the 12th Patriot decked out in pink. Breast Cancer Awareness Night, pink out here. Plus, Andrew and Jared, you guys talked about not wanting a blowout. Well, back in our day, after halftime, all the fans would go to Outback, get their burgers and steaks. Now they're staying for the rest of the game. Hold off on the burgers and steaks for a little bit. Get the call-ahead seating.
Yep. They may have to get the curbside takeaway later, but otherwise they got to stay here to watch the game.
For takeaway, press 1.
Yep.
For call-ahead seating, press 2. called up so many times back in the day when I used to get my grilled cheese and milk. So
Yep.
I think I would know what
And they knew what you were ordering,
what the menu was. Hayek uses some blocking towards the far sideline, and he's forced out of bounds just shy of the 35-yard line.
Kickoff return forced out of bounds by number 44.
Meal of champions.
Grilled
Every
cheese
time.
and milk. You were the burger with Swiss cheese, right?
If you say so.
Well, we talked about this a couple months ago.
Yes, we did.
And Coke?
Mm-mm.
Iced tea.
Iced tea.
Iced tea. How could I forget?
No soda.
All those meals and I didn't learn anything.
That's okay.
41 seconds to go in the third quarter, all tied up at 20. Hectic last couple of minutes. Charles Njoku had a long touchdown grab. And then Pascack Valley thought back as Michael Joyce down the right sideline across midfield. The flag comes flying in. This one could be coming back.
That's a bubble screen back from our day. But it does look like this one's coming back.
Looked like it was called against Charles Njoku.
Got the big 6'5 receiver Njoku out in the flat blocking. Good guy to run behind, but he's called for the hold, the third of the night for the Patriots.
Penalties will come back and bite you in the rear if you keep doing them. And tonight we've seen a handful of those against the Patriots.
Back in our day when Chris Olsen was the coach, he did not like those penalties at all.
No, he took exception to them, and I think that's why you didn't see a lot of them, because the players were afraid to commit them.
I think we've seen as many holds tonight as we did in a whole season, probably.
You're probably right.
Clock is ticking towards 0 here in the third quarter. Hayek drags a defender across the 40, down at the 43-yard line. And that's it for quarter number 3. All tied up at 20 with 12 minutes to go in this football game. Wayne Hills and Pascack Valley. What a crazy last couple minutes of that third quarter, guys.
So 20 plus games, right? We haven't seen one close game here at this stadium from this vantage point. This
Not
is
at
something.
all. Closest game, I think, was our senior year when Wayne Hills beat Old Japan in the North 1 Group 3 state semifinals. That was like a 17-7 or 24-7. I think it might have been 17-7. We got some more seniors here. Jared, what could you give us on the Sufi?
So Lunjum Nusufi, he's also a fourth-year senior. He's been in the program for a while. He's a tight end and a linebacker. He's definitely a standout player on special teams. He's the type of player that he's going to bring a lot of energy. He's often seen making a lot of big hits.
I like the number 1.
You got to be number 1. There's also Divine Serrano, number 16. He's a first-year senior, too. He transferred. He's a wide receiver and a defensive back.
Just about to get quarter number 4 underway. All tied up at 20. Wayne Hills and Pascack Valley. The Patriots looking to get over 500. 2-2 so far this season. Hayek looks towards the sideline. First play of this fourth quarter. It's a 2nd and 2 for Wayne Hills from its own 44. Hayek keeps it himself, has the first down, dashes down the right sideline, 30, 25, one man to beat, and Hayek skippers into the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots.
He had the one guy to beat.
Jaron Hayek with a 56-yard touchdown run, and Wayne Hills retakes the lead.
And it really is a great thing when your quarterback is arguably the best player on your field, because not only can he sling it down the field, he could also run with all the best players on that field.
We talked about it earlier. Hayek, he's not your traditional quarterback, but when you have a stud athlete like Hayek, that's why he's playing quarterback. You want the ball in his hands. Sierne on for the extra point. 2 for 2 tonight on extra points. Flag is down. Encroachment. Offsides. Check that on Pascack Valley. Penalty declined.
And Jaron Hayek, here's a guy who not only has the ability to throw the ball, but run the ball as well.
Sierne boots it through. Wayne Hills 27 and Pascack Valley 20 with 11:49 to go in the ballgame.
We all knew he could run. That's no secret. I mean, his stats back that up. But what has impressed me today, guys, is his ability to throw the ball through the air and not just throw it, chuck it up. He's throwing it pretty precise, accurately down the field, tight, nice spirals.
That's really impressed me, and what's also impressed me, guys, is his ability to make defenders miss like he did on that 56-yard touchdown scamper.
Yeah, he had one man to beat, and Jake D'Amelia was left on skates.
Cleveland, Ohio, New York Yankees 8, Cleveland Indians 8 in the 10th inning.
The Yankee score was just announced here in extra innings, game 2 of the ALDS. I was thinking that Ernie was going to say that the Yankees lost there and that there were going to be a lot of unhappy fans at Patriot Stadium.
Don't worry, we got two.
Not the case.
We got 2 monitors here. We have our own provided by Mr. Hoekstreet, and I have my iPhone SE with the Yankees game on too.
You a little nervous right now?
Yeah, I am. And quite frankly, if not for a bad call, this game would be over.
Girardi not challenging. Squib kick picked up by Pascack Valley inside its own 35-yard line across the 40 and down around the 42-yard line. Justin Nisita, the junior, with the kickoff return.
Let's see how Pascack Valley responds here, guys. We saw them respond on their last drive, and there seems to be some sort of confusion out on the field.
A little bit of confusion on the field. Pascack Valley will have some good field position to start this drive.
I think Wayne Hills thought they recovered the fumble there, but I think the runner was clearly ruled down.
No challenges here in high school football. Hand off to the right, looking for room, plows forward, and taken down across the 45-yard line. Justin Nisita on the carry there. Check that, it's Mike Galino on the carry. He had a long touchdown scamper of 60 yards on the last Pascack Valley possession. 2nd and 6 for the Indians at the 47-yard line. (26-20) Wayne Hills. The extra point from Sierne before was ruled no good, so my apologies for that. 2nd and 6 for Pascack Valley from its own 47. Began, play action, and he's taken down. Gain of 1 on the play, and that makes it 3rd and 5 upcoming. With less than 11 minutes to go in the game, Wayne Hills 26, Pascack Valley 20.
It'll be interesting to see here if they go for the run or they put Began out to the outside to try to create a throw on the run.
Well, I think if you're Pascack Valley, you give him the option. Look down the field. If there's something, throw it. If not, you know that he could pick up 5 yards with his feet.
We saw that third quarter go by rather quickly, but this fourth quarter has gone by slowly because both teams have scored quick.
Play action. Began fires, caught across the 45. First down for Pascack Valley. And the Indians move the sticks. It's Joe Campagna, the junior who's listed on the roster as a quarterback. How about that?
I like this
backup
kid.
Quarterback getting out there, picking up a first down.
I'm telling you, though, I like this kid's demeanor, man. I mean, he went back on the play action. Nice, calm, and cool. Obviously given a lot of time by the blocking by his offensive line, but then Mabel was throwing a nice, calm pass to the sidelines. Not much, only a few yards, but did what he had to do, move the chains and continue the drive.
Not to mention, Andrew, he's only a sophomore. So he's only started a couple games in his career. A lot of time and room to grow. Stephen Began, the sophomore quarterback, under center. Handoff, wrapped up and dropped. A host of Patriots there to meet Mike Galino in the backfield. That's the gang tackling that you guys talked about earlier on in the game.
It's definitely good to see a bunch of Patriots in the backfield at the same time breaking down a player. And also, you guys are talking about Began and his demeanor. He kind of reminds me of like an Alex Smith-ish type player where he's very underrated. He makes, the right plays, tries to turn over the ball as least as possible. And he also, has underrated wheels.
That's a hell of a comparison. I mean,
someone's been watching his NFL.
The mid-range game, the ability to use the legs. Yeah, it's very Alex Smith-esque.
Less than 10 minutes to go in the game. Wayne Hills 26, Pascack Valley 20. Indians driving at the Wayne Hills 45-yard line. I formation, Began, pump fakes, looks, lofts it, out of bounds. No wide receiver in the vicinity there, and Began's lucky he got that one out of bounds, guys.
I think Campagna got held up there. Good coverage by the Patriots, and Campagna was unable to get to the spot down the field.
Gotta love the Hells Bells jingle on third down.
That's been a staple.
Well, it was a staple for me and you, and we used to carpool to games back in the Hills days. I would always cue up the Hells Bells when you got in the car.
I thought it just happened to be on the radio at the time. I didn't know you queued it up.
Well, today I queued it up, you know that, but you were in a little bit of a rush to get here, so I don't think you appreciated the moment enough earlier today.
You're right.
3rd and 11 for Pascack Valley from the Wayne Hills 45. 9:25 to go in this fourth quarter.
Big play here.
Began rolls out left, zips it out of bounds. 4th down upcoming for Pascack Valley, and they're bringing on the punt team.
I think that's smart. I don't think you give the Patriots better position by going for it because the chances of you converting are very slim. Try to pin them back, get another stop, and then get the ball back.
It's absolutely the right decision for the Indians. You got a team that doesn't really throw the ball deep down the field, and 4th and 11, you could pin Wayne Hills deep, and you still have time if you get a stop to come down the field and score.
The Indians have really found a way to answer Wayne Hills, the running game, so I think this is a good matchup.
It looks like they moved Hayek to the gunner position. He was originally going to return the punt.
Kick is shanked out of bounds. Austin Pierkowski did not have anything on that punt.
Yeah, Casasana and Hayek actually swapped positions right before the punt. I've never actually seen that before in a high school game. Maybe some trickery, try to throw him off, and it looked like it did because the punt was shanked.
So Pascack Valley was trying to pill Wayne Hills deep. Instead, the Patriots start their own 40-yard line. 9:12 to go in the game. Wayne Hills up by 6. 2 wide receivers split right, including Charles Njoku, the 6'5 junior, who has a pair of touchdown catches this evening. Older brothers are doing quite well for themselves in their football careers. Evidence, who graduated last year playing at Miami, and his oldest brother, David, is playing in the NFL for the Browns. Here's Hayek, scampering down the right sideline across the 30, and Hayek is into the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots.
I don't think he was touched. I think
60 yards for Hayek. And Wayne Hills makes it a 2-possession game. How about that, Andrew?
Sorry, David. Yeah, I don't think he was touched. I think he patiently waited and then, boom, accelerated and had the open lane, and there was nobody stopping him there. The change of speed and the patience were on display for Hayek, and that's a dagger for PV.
He shot out like a cannon, guys, and it's appropriate because we have the cannon here. Cannon goes off when a Patriot scores a touchdown. Extra point pending, and Cierney boots it through. This time it's good. 33-20 Wayne Hills with 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. And Jared Hayek has been very impressive tonight with his feet.
Oh yeah, for sure. To see the concentration on that last play, able to run through, the defense and tiptoe the sideline while maintaining that speed, it's really impressive.
We've been talking about the seniors tonight for senior night. 17 seniors honored. And Jared, what do you have on Kevin?
It's Kevin Karma. He's a really great kid. I've known him for a lot of my life. I went to elementary school with him. He's actually on the track team too, number 32. He's a 4th-year senior. Plays tight end, defensive line. He's a very good kid. He's a very good part of this team.
Hayek involved in all 5 touchdowns tonight. Couple long rushing touchdowns. and 3 passing touchdowns, 5 touchdowns total. Came into the game with 5 total touchdowns in the first 4 games. So how about that, having a career night so far for the junior?
It's definitely good to see him start going, especially towards the latter part of the season. You're going to need him. The team's success definitely relies on him. If Jaron Hayek's playing well, the Patriots are playing well.
Well, if he could throw the ball like this, they're going to be tough to beat going forward. Another squib kick picked up at the 35 and taken down across the 40. It's Justin Nasita.
John Nasita, number 40 on the kickoff return.
8:55 to go in the game. Wayne Hills 33. Pascack Valley 20. Patriots looking to move to 3-2 on the season. And Pascack Valley trying to avoid a 1-4 start.
So, David,
what do you got for me, Andrew?
I just went back in the archives. The
The Patriot Archives?
Yeah, I probably didn't need to do this because I could have just asked you. The last time we saw Pascack Valley play football was October 12th, 2007.
I know that.
And the Patriots won 27-0 here
I
at
remember that
Patriot
game.
Stadium. I also did some more math. In our 4 years together, we did 20. Sorry, math never was my strong point. We did 27 football games, and we did 27 wins.
How about that?
And
Good winning
like
percentage,
and
huh?
it's looking like 28 right now. But going back to what we talked about earlier, I think my favorite game we ever did was a loss, and it was that basketball game our senior year, Wayne Hills, Wayne Valley, in the North 1 Group 3 playoffs.
Oh, that was a fun game, even though Wayne Hills did not pull it out.
That atmosphere, that game in the Gifford, I had never seen such an atmosphere in that gymnasium before, and that place was rocking. It was the first time, really, that year, twice, 3 times. You had the football championship at Giant Stadium. You had the girls soccer matchup, remember, at Wayne Valley. And then you had that basketball game at Wayne Hills. There were 3 marquee sporting events that season between the 2 teams.
You're missing one.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, let's all make it about our guy here. Wayne Hills, Wayne Valley tennis in the county tournament. Epic comeback by Jeff Weisberger against Mike Tatarski in the first singles.
You wasted it. It's not about me. It's about Jeff.
You're right.
Glad you mentioned Jeff and not me. But, yes, I did win that day as well, and I got the trophy and the medal to prove it. As a timeout is called by Pascack Valley. 7:33 to go in this game. Wayne Hills 33. Pascack Valley 20 alongside Andrew Gayo and Jared Pohl. David Suntup with you on a great Friday night for football under the lights at Patriot Stadium. Senior night for Wayne Hills, but don't worry, there's still one more regular season home game left, and that's a Saturday matinee on October 28th against Wayne Valley. And guys, Wayne Hills was up 1 touchdown going into the second half, now up 33-20. What's impressed you about the Patriots in half number 2?
Well, I really think their ability to produce on big plays. We've seen Jaron Hayek air the ball out. We've seen Jaron Hayek run, down the field. I think it's really been the Jaron Hayek show the second half.
Yeah, and I think the defense has been just as impressive. Their ability to minimize the big plays and to come up big in third down situations has really enabled them to get the ball back in Hayek's hand and extend the lead.
1st and 10 for Pascack Valley at the Hills 48. Toss out to the left, and what a great job by the Wayne Hills defense penetrating into the backfield.
Number 27 takes the direct snap. That's Jake Sioka.
Jake Sioka had no room to run there, and that makes it a long second down play coming up for Pascack Valley.
And this is go time now for the Indians. I mean, you're down 2 scores, 7 minutes left. Time is your enemy. You have to score quick and try to stop the Patriots. But first things first, get down the field and get into the end zone. But so far, not looking good.
Not the situation Pascack Valley wants to be in. 2nd and 13 from midfield. 2 wide receivers set. Began throws it out in the flat across the middle of the field and wrapped up and dropped to the turf.
Number 27, Mike
This is it right here.
Mike Saccone, the senior on the tackle for the Patriots.
They don't convert here, ball game. Put it in the books.
3rd and 10 for Pascack Valley. A long third down play coming up. They've been really good in the 3rd and short situations tonight, guys, but this is not 3rd and short right here, and they got to get 2 touchdowns in 6 minutes and 10 seconds.
You see a stop here, people are going to start filing in at the Outback. You know it.
Start taking the long walk back to the parking lot. 3rd and 10 for Pascack Valley. They need the Hills 37-yard line. Begin under pressure, and he throws it away. Excellent pursuit there by Wayne Hill. Peter Delashai in there.
Mateo Mirko as well.
Intentional grounding on Pascack Valley. Huge stop for the Patriots on 3rd down.
We saw something like that similar with Hayek earlier when he was under duress. You know, both quarterbacks just trying to make something out of nothing, but, you know, in those situations, you actually cost your team more yards by chucking it like that. But it looks like they're going to punt it away and trust their defense.
They're not going to have enough time to get 2 scores, but it's 4th and a mile here. Good, strong kick. Hayek drops the ball, but it goes out of bounds. Huge break there for Wayne Hills.
Yeah.
Well, for sure, that would be really bad to have the Indians in Patriots territory.
What'd I say? Place is emptying. Everyone's going to get the tables ready.
Both Patriots starting to file out here from Patriots Stadium. Should be a lot of pink inside the Outback.
Yep. And we're not talking about the cooked meat in the burger. We're talking about all the T-shirts from here because, as you mentioned earlier in the telecast, we have the Pink Gout for Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
5:42 to go in the game. Wayne Hills with a 33-20 edge over Pascack Valley. Flag comes in prior to the snap. As we await the call. And the penalty is on Pascack Valley. A legal substitution on the Indians.
David, just coming back here, really brought back not only memories of how good the football programs were, but you know how fortunate we have been to be put in this situation by our advisor of the television club and the main guy from the television production department, Mr. Hookstreet. I mean, just look how far things have come in 10 years. It really is remarkable. I mean, our monitor back in the day, I had to use a microscope to see what was going on, but this is just wonderful stuff.
Michael Joyce moves the chains for the Patriots a 1st down, and no doubt Mr. Hookstreet has done a sensational job building up this Wayne Hills TV program. Of course, now all the games are live online, which is excellent. The great technology giving all of us an opportunity, new and improved graphics. We got the score bug here. We didn't have that back in our day. We had to say the score 1,000 times. 5 minutes to go in the game. Handoff off the right tackle and taken down just shy of the 35-yard line. It's Michael Joyce, the sophomore again, and Joyce has had a big game tonight for the Patriots as well.
He's got a bright future. I mean, he's that prototypical Wayne Hills running back, able to catch the ball out of the backfield, show some speed, get to the outside on the edge, and Wayne Hills has himself a player for the next couple seasons.
Yeah, Joyce only a sophomore. Not only that, it seems like all the skill position players, they're all underclassmen, so we'll definitely see them a lot next year too.
Very young team for Wayne Hills, at least at the skill positions, as that ball is dropped by Zach Zachman, the junior wide receiver.
I'd say at this point, you know, maybe the next possession, you're going to see the seniors who normally don't play get in the game because this is their night now. You know, you're up 2 scores late in the game. I think you're going to start approaching that territory to get those guys into the ball game.
Well, that's the incentive to give yourself some breathing room. Let the seniors who don't usually play get an opportunity to get out on the field under the lights on senior night. 3rd and 8 for Wayne Hills, just shy of the 35-yard line with 4:27 to go in the game. Hayek slings it right side. across the 35-40, first down, and taken down just shy of the 45-yard line. It's who else? The sophomore, Michael Joyce, showing off some versatility.
Everybody rejoice for Joyce, because this kid, he's going to be making Patriots fans happy for the next couple years. I mean, like I said, the program puts these kids in good position because they figured it out. Coach Olson figured it out years ago. Remember, Coach Olson was like the Buffalo Bills of, the high school football. He always used to struggle in state championship games, but then he figured it out, and ever since then, since 2002, they've been an absolute powerhouse. And the kids that he finds and the kids that come here, think about it, they're half a town too. They put in these situations to succeed, and they do a great job.
Banners don't lie, that's for sure. A carry up the middle, and Wayne Hills right around the first down sticks. And talking about those state championships, one of the former players who's sitting a couple rows in front of us is none other than Joe Giampapa, who was a huge part of that 2004 state championship team when Wayne Hills had that fantastic finish at Demarest. Ray Van Penen, the long touchdown reception. Joe Giampapa, a big part of that team as a running back and also a linebacker. And that was really you had 2002, but Wayne Hills didn't win it in 2003. And 2004 was the start of 5 straight state titles before Wayne Hills lost in 2009 to Ramapo on a cold and snowy afternoon at the old Giant Stadium.
It was a different era back then. I mean, you had every year, it seemed like you lost a bunch of seniors, but they just reloaded every single season, and they found a way to win. And, they've carried that tradition now to the Demikoff era, and it's continuing. I mean, they continue to win and continue to impress, and the program gets a ton of support, and it's great for the community.
Wayne Hills just letting the clock milk down. Less than 3 minutes to go. A 33-20 edge for Wayne Demikoff and the Patriots. And Jared, what was it like in school last year after Wayne Hills beat Wayne Valley to win that state championship? Because no one in the building out of the students experienced a state championship before.
Yeah, it was really a great feeling because the year prior, everyone was at the MetLife Stadium, and we lost to Old Japan, obviously. Is a little upsetting because, Hills is used to winning in big games like that. It's really a great sense of school spirit. I feel like everyone was really proud to be a Patriot. I mean, you got a big victory over a rivalry game in Valley. There's a face mask on the play against the Indians here. But it was just a really great day to be a Patriot, especially that night. It was just a crazy game.
I was living in Hilton Head, South Carolina at the time, watching on my computer, and I called up Andrew, and I let him know, hey, you should go watch this game. And Andrew got a break from his action working for NBC Sports, and this was before I joined the NBC Sports roster, and we were both watching the game in 2 different states, and what a game it was. I'm so glad we were able to watch it.
That was probably my favorite game in my short career as a broadcaster that I've ever commentated. It was just
Joyce breaks loose inside the 10 and into the end zone. Touchdown, Wayne Hills. Another long run for the sophomore, Michael Joyce. And Wayne Hills goes up 39-20, blowing this game open with 2 minutes to go.
Going back to what we talked about with Wayne Valley, at the time when they played in 2007 in the North 1 Group 3 sectional title game at Giant Stadium, David, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that was only the 3rd time in school history that they were playing each other, because they played once in 91, then they played in 2001. And then, so the 3rd time was in 2007 as Sirene's extra point splits the uprights. So Patriots double up the Indians right now 40-20. But what I was saying was, back in the day, Jared, a little history lesson for you. Back when Wayne Hills was in the NBIL, Wayne Valley was in the Northern Hills Conference, because back when the 2 schools, Wayne Valley was around first, but when Wayne Hills was created, they didn't want to create animosity between the 2 schools and in the community. So what they did was they put Wayne Valley in the Northern Hills, and they put Wayne Hills in the NBIL. So it was very rare to see the 2 teams play each other, and they would only play each other if they played each other in the sectional playoffs. So nowadays, because of the restructuring of the conferences, they play each other more often. So I think that was the other thing too, David. It was very special in 2007 when they had the opportunity to play each other at Giant Stadium, because it wasn't suspected. And they almost did it the year before in 06, but Valley lost in the semifinal. But even though it was a blowout, not a close game in 07, it was still fun to do.
27-7. It was a close game in the first half.
It was.
Wayne Valley made it very tough for the Wayne Hills offense. It was the defense and the special teams that came through. Jeremiah Kale, an interception return for a touchdown, and Carlton Marson, a long kickoff return for a touchdown, and also a little flip into the end zone for C-Money in that second half that you called.
Yes. I think the Ronnie Drees call was my bread and butter, though.
How can I forget about that?
I'll never do better than that.
Yeah. Cakewalk into the end zone. So you mentioned Wayne Valley. You were on the Valley side earlier this afternoon to get a haircut. Your family still lives in Wayne, and you saw a former Wayne Hills math teacher, Eddie Zambrano.
I did, and I had to do a double take. I wasn't sure, but then sure enough, once I started talking to him, he still had his same wit that he had 10 years ago, and his same demeanor, and he hasn't lost a step. Great guy, enjoying his retirement, and probably one of the best math teachers I ever had. He gave me the confidence to do well. As I mentioned before, math's not my strong suit, but he made everyone feel like they were able to do well. And his big thing was he would always plead at the beginning of class, I'm not going to help you. You're on your own. I'm not going to help you. And then he spent the rest of the class helping you and teaching everyone what to do. So good to see Mr. Zambrano today, and happy to see he's doing well.
Well, you did well in the AP test, so he did something right.
Yeah. Either that or the computer system that scored the test was broken, because that was a hard test from what I remember.
That was a doozy. My brain still hurts from taking that test almost 10 years later.
We sat near each other for that test.
Minute 46 to go in this game. Wayne Hills 40, Pascack Valley 20. It was a one-score game at halftime, 13-6, but Wayne Hills blew it open here in the second half. A couple of long touchdown passes by Jaron Hayek, also a touchdown run, and then Michael Joyce most recently with the touchdown run for the Patriots for the 40-20 score. Began under pressure, eludes a couple defenders, fires, intercepted by the Patriots. Going down the right sideline and taken down inside the 25-yard line. It's Justin Vorabuth, the sophomore, with the pick. And that should do it from here.
That's a desperation heave, but Warbuth had a good read on it, took it down the field, and like we said, you get the younger kids into the ball game late and give them some experience, and that's going to go a long way. You make plays like that for a young player, it's going to help build his confidence going forward and play in other spots.
Vorabuth and Michael Joyce, a couple of sophomores that are a big part of the future here for Wayne Demikoff and the Patriots. Victory formation as Wayne Hills will finish off a 40-20 victory and improve to 3-2 on the season. A huge bounce-back performance after the loss at Old Japan 2 weeks ago.
And Coach Demikoff said last week, he said, and I quote, we're still a really young team. There's a lot of sophomores who are playing this year whose previous experience was on the freshman team, and we all know that that's a huge leap to go from the freshman to the varsity level. There's juniors who are also key to the success, but they didn't play a lot last year, and it's part of the process. So they're 2-2. Coming into this game, they're going to improve to 3-2, and that's saying something. You lose, you get shut out on the road, but then you have a bye week, you regroup, and really impressive performance at home in front of the home faithful on senior night.
3 of the final 4 regular season games on the road. At Millburn next week, at Passaic Valley in 2 weeks. A home game against Wayne Valley on the 28th. And then the final game of the regular season at Irvington. As that is it, Wayne Hills 40, Pascack Valley 20, a victory for the Patriots on senior night. Wayne Hills moves to 3-2, Pascack Valley drops to 1-4. And guys, what a response by the Patriots in half number 2.
They did, and they showed their resilience, and they made the proper adjustments at halftime that were able to put them over the edge and really dominate this game. And they were not super sharp in the first half. They were, made some good plays, but they got over the hump in the second half, and they were able to win this ball game in front of their fans on senior night.
For sure, it's a great way to end a really great senior night. These senior players are going to remember ending the night with a victory, which is really great, and they're definitely going to remember this moment forever. I mean, you remember nights like these.
The thing that stands out to me is Pascack Valley came down the field, and they were clicking all around on that first drive of the second half when they tied the game at 13, and then Wayne Hills just came out and got that chemistry on offense, a bunch of long scoring plays, and that has to give the Patriots confidence going down the stretch of the regular season, especially with Hayek throwing a couple of touchdown passes, his first 3 touchdown passes of the season tonight, and also ran for a couple touchdowns as well.
Well, defensively, it didn't even look too good to start the second half. I mean, Pascack Valley was dominating that first drive, and things were looking bleak, but Wayne Hills, when they had to, they made the stops that were needed, and that's what put them over the top. And then once the offense got back in the field, it was the Hayek show, and Joyce also contributed, and it's a good win. 3-2, you're over 500, still in the playoff hunt, and now look to go plan for next week.
Well, for us, 28-0.
Yeah, not too bad. I mean, if you think about it, 27 wins, then 10 years off, take a little hiatus, come back, and like we never left. It's good to see a win.
That's one thing that hasn't changed, winning ways for the Patriots.
Yeah, I definitely think you guys definitely brought some good luck to both the football team into the booth. It was definitely a great experience learning from 2 guys that, did a really great job their 4 years. I watched the Rampo game. Definitely think that you guys are, really great announcers, and I think that I learned a lot from you guys tonight.
Well, thank you. But
thank you. Great to join you and get to meet you tonight.
But it's not us. It's the guy who runs the show, Mr. Hoekstra. I mean, you guys are all here doing these kind of positions and taking the opportunity to do this. It's really a great experience, and I'm just jealous of you guys. I mean, David looks great in HD. I can't get over this. I mean, back in the day, it was tough, but this is really a great experience. You guys have to enjoy it, and like the players, this is all part of the experience. The seniors for them, the seniors for you guys. Take advantage of the opportunities, enjoy these broadcasts, because you know what, if this is what you love to do, it's a great experience. So thanks very much for having us. We're just a part of it. We are not. The whole organization is the guy downstairs that runs it, Mr. Hoekstra. So thank you to him, and it was great to be back.
Plus, all the camera people and the people in the truck as well who work so hard to prepare for the broadcast and work the broadcast, because those are the people who aren't in front of the camera and no one is hearing their voices.
Yeah, special thank you to Adam, Laczko, Sali, Matouk. That's Matt Blumenberg, everyone else down below. Great job by everyone.
And great job by yourself as well, Jared.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you for letting us share the booth, and thanks for the free pizza. I really wanted that back.
Don't charge us rent, please.
Yeah. All right, David, take us off. It's your turn.
Wayne Hills 40, Pascack Valley 20, as the Patriots double up the Indians on senior night. For Andrew Gayo and Jared Pohl, I'm David Suntup. Thanks so much for watching from Patriots Stadium.